You awake, yeah?
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Stani Army Watchalong. Day 2 test match. Test 2 between Pakistan and South Africa. I'm your host Cal. Joining me today we have Hulkistan, Doc, and Shazib. Assalamu guys, how are you doing? You okay?
Salamkum, all good.
Oh my God, he's gone.
Oh,
Barber's out. Second ball. He's been caught asleep.
oh my days, man.
I think he's just as sleepy as we're feeling this morning. He really flashed at one that was wide outside off stump, and it's gone to Duplessis, I think. Oh
Oh
dear.
my days, man.
It's not doing a lot. It's a wide ball. Oh dear, 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 dear.
I thought it was a replay or something.
You know, I was just the last thing I did before going to bed last night, and it was pretty late, was someone I think someone did a tweet saying, Barbara, don't get out early in the morning like you did. I think last year he was 100 and something not out overnight at this ground, and he got out first thing in the morning, and he's got out second ball.
I knew yesterday finishing early will make this happen, man.
Chilo, Messi's going to
What
be
can you say?
disappointed. Messi's going to be disappointed, man.
I really wanted this 100, man. But it's what it is.
So that first ball was one he just let go. Just winding it back quickly. It was the first ball from Nokia. Pretty short, Barbara lets it go. And second ball, he just has an absolute slash at it and goes straight to Faf Duplessis.
Oh well, here's one. Second ball of the day.
And suddenly everything about being in the driving seat and being 70-30 or 60-40, all that kind of stuff, it all just suddenly looks a little bit more in the balance again, doesn't it, when you lose a wicket? Although obviously we've got one of our best batsmen coming in.
Inshallah. Rizwan's making his first 100 today.
Inshallah.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know if it's my mic, but I can barely hear you guys. Because you lot guys can hear me properly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. I can hear Doc and Shazib fine as well.
My volume was really low.
What do we think about that? First, kind of second ball of the day, looking to be positive is a good thing. But obviously, if you don't execute the shot...
Because he was reaching for it quite a bit, wasn't he?
Yeah, short and wide. I know Barber obviously like yesterday. He was, anything a bit short, he was putting away. Like he's trying to be positive like yesterday, but this time it didn't work out well.
No, because he's still, like kind of getting used to the. He's only the second ball of the day, wasn't he? Just getting used to the pace of the wicket again.
She done a second ball of the day. It was a good catch as well, to be fair.
Thing is, he's good enough to nail that, isn't he? That's the thing. It's not as if he's not doing something that's out of his comfort zone, or that you think, come on, Bab, you're not able to do that. He is able, second ball of the day, to nail it like that, and it's just. I mean, looking at the ball again, I don't think he did. The ball itself didn't do anything.
You're
talking about either.
Playing some positive shots, eh?
Yeah. That's what happened yesterday, like when we were 2-3 down, and then Fawad and Babar came in. They didn't get, stuck in the ground. They didn't get stuck or anything. They still carried on playing their shots.
Yes.
With positive intent, not silly shots. There's positive intent, rotating the strike, keeping the scoreboard ticking over, which is ultimately what you want. You don't want us to kind of go into a hole.
Yeah, exactly.
Is Linde back, or is he still off?
I think he went for a scan yesterday. There was no break, and I don't think there's any reason, as long as he's not in too much pain, I don't think there's any reason why he can't bowl. I haven't seen anything on Quick Info, so I might have a quick look just to check.
You might have to scroll quite the way down on Quick Info.
There's 25-30 articles about England, India, and what it means to everyone's immediate family and the England-India squads.
Yeah.
But yes, we'll get there.
So what do you think, guys? What's a good score? What will you be happy with?
Oh, well, I'm still hoping for your 400 from yesterday, bro.
No, but on a serious note, what do you think?
Minimum 300.
Yeah.
If you get anything less than 300, yeah, it's quite a big failure, because as we said yesterday, there's not that many demons, gremlins, whatever you want to call it, in the wicket, yeah. So yeah, if you don't get anything,
look how much thing he did. What was his Maharaj? He bowled pretty well, you know, the spinner.
Yeah, but that was down to him, though. My point is, though, you can't say, "Oh, the wicket was misbehaving" or anything. You know, Maharaj bowled well in his first spell, but it's down to the batsman to make what they can of the wicket. Really, I think anything below 300, yeah, and we've got a massively failed.
They're putting him on straight away as well, Maharaj.
Oh yeah, they are, aren't they? Which is good, isn't it? He was one of the most successful bowlers yesterday. So put him on from the start. You've got a new batsman in there, Rizwan. Put some pressure on him. Effectively, you know, Fawad has to start from scratch again now, hasn't he?
Yeah, and Fawad wasn't looking too confident against Maharaj yesterday. I mean, it wasn't looking like he was going to get out, thankfully, but he wasn't looking like he was very comfortable against him at any point. I don't think, anyway.
I think that rain break went into South Africa's favour.
Yeah, 100%. We were on top yesterday, so comfortable, and we come out now and unfortunately lost the early wicket.
So apparently the pitch report from Mike Haseman said that this is not a typical kind of Rawalpindi pitch, and it might turn a bit earlier than it normally does. So that might mean that maybe we don't need 300, and maybe a slightly lower score is going to keep us in the game. But yeah, you would want 300 from where we were anyway.
Yeah.
Psychologically be more comfortable, won't you?
Yeah.
Assalamu alaikum to everyone that's watching. What do you make of this so far? You know, obviously having lost Babar in the second ball of the day, what do you think is going to be a good enough total for the first innings? Please let us know in the comments.
You see, to double the score, and I'd be pretty happy. Certified.
That's a bit of a downer on the start of the day, doesn't it? Obviously, you kind of start the day pretty optimistic. You know, 3 down, thinking, you know, we're looking all right here, and it just kind of brings you down when you lose your best batsman straight away. I think that I don't think that will help the dressing room as well. It's one of those where I think everyone's in the morning feeling confident, and then bang, you get this big jolt of you losing your best player. It can get you down a bit. Got me down anyway.
I think we were in a lot better position when we was in the last Test match. Obviously, when there was more pressure that time than there is now. I think we still got over 100 on the board. What is it? 100 about 140 something, and then
145 for 4 at the moment.
Yeah, South Africa in the last game made 220, and we ended up getting 378. So that was a 160 run lead, nearly, wasn't it? So yeah, the scoreboard pressure today is not as bad as obviously last time.
We just need the rest of them to chip in at least 20-30 each one of them, innit? And just play around. I think Fawad, that's the main thing what they need to do now. We need Fawad to go on till the end, and the rest of them to chip in whatever they can, 20, 30, 40.
Oh, yeah. First run of the morning. Should be a 2.
Yeah, off a dodgy little edge from Fawad there, 147 for 4 now. Morning, Adil. Adil, I think, posted our first comment of the day about the England game. Yeah, England have won the toss, I think, and they've batted against New Zealand, so they're 20 odd for none. I have to look at the England team actually, see what they've gone with. Sibley, Burns, Lawrence, Root. So they've gone with Lawrence at 3, Stokes, Pope, Butler, and they've gone with Best over Moeen actually, and Anderson over Broad. So interesting stuff. We've got Rizwan on strike to Milkia here, 147 for 4.
How old is the ball? So it's sorry, it's 60 overs old. So they've got 20 overs until the new ball is due now and again. Okay, sorry, Shazeb.
Sorry, yeah, what did you say?
I was just saying that there's 20 overs left until the new ball.
Okay, yeah. It just depends on how South Africa want to go. 147 for 4, they won't be complaining right now. And we just gotta keep going. And until the new ball comes, not lose another wicket, to be fair. Even make that 300. Rizwan's off the mark. Good single.
Yeah, good rotation of strike. Yeah, I mean that's what we were hoping for yesterday, wasn't it? Is that we could get to the new ball with Baba and Fawad together. Obviously, that didn't last very long this morning, but yeah, these two, yeah.
Another Fawad century would be nice.
Yeah.
The scenes.
You just want another one of those Avala celebrations by him.
Just picture it right now in my head.
Adil, you might be someone who's watching both games this morning, which is obviously brilliant. If you've got a third screen, you might be watching Bangladesh West Indies as well. But any updates on that game or thoughts from you as to what's happening there? Feel free to post them here whilst you're watching us and watching the Pakistan game as well. We're all of us obviously into any cricket that's around, so we'll be keeping an eye on everything else that's going on too.
Come on, lads.
I wonder how many people got caught out with the start of play at 15 minutes early. How many people actually think that it's going to start at 5 o'clock or 10 o'clock if you're in Pakistan?
Yeah, there will be a few people still. I just remember last night I put my alarm clock on 15 minutes earlier. It's a long session as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Was it about 2 hours?
And 1 hour lunch break with that.
So yeah, I think we've got a really long session this morning. So I think we did make a little note of the session times as well, just for everyone who is watching and wanted a little reminder. Lunch is not till 7:30, so it's a big 2 3/4 hour session first up, and then we've got an hour for lunch. At which point, of course, feel free to hashtag ask us anything. During the lunch break for an hour, we'll talk about anything you like, and then obviously you got the second session after that as well. It's a couple of hours and then a slightly shorter last session.
Yeah, you had a good convo yesterday, didn't you? On lunch about PIA and life coaching and whatnot.
There was no topic that we weren't going to cover yesterday.
Everything was covered, to be fair. Ooh.
It's got Fawad fishing outside off there, wasn't it? His footwork was a bit lacking.
There's Lid. He's on the bench, isn't it?
Yeah, so he got the injury from Baba coming down the track. But I think it looks like he's okay to bowl.
Yeah. Sorry, is Lindy on the field now?
He was sitting on the bench for now. They just showed him before the clip. There he is.
There,
Yeah. He looks alright, I think.
What's your medical assessment, Doc?
Oh, I think he'll be fine to bowl. Unfortunately, he looks alright. If he's not a break, then you're
You should
okay.
be saying he's out for 6 weeks.
I was just thinking, actually, obviously, having not ever played cricket to much of a standard, thankfully, I've been free of kind of cricket injuries as well. Have you guys been injured much kind of playing over the years?
The best injury I ever, the best incident I ever had was we went to the park playing with friends. I think I must have been about 12, 13 at the time, and my friend's dad was there as well. I was on the batting team, waiting for my turn to bat, and I think we were obviously sat behind the keeper, but then I was sat towards, I suppose, where you'd have gully, for example. Someone bowled to my friend's dad was batting. Someone bowled like not a bouncer, but quite a high ball. He pulled it, and the cricket ball hit me smack on there.
Oh,
full blast.
Tennis ball.
No, proper cricket ball.
No.
Proper hit me smack on there, yeah. From the bat straight to my head. And that's obviously why I'm like this today.
So
What? How bad was the injury though? That must have hurt.
It was. I don't. Never didn't go to A&E or anything and stuff. Yeah, so it must have been fine and stuff. But the other one I remember was that we were playing with the cricket ball on concrete, and without any. We weren't wearing any pads, gloves, or no protection at all. And I got hit on the just below the knee. I think I got hit on the shin, and I almost blacked out for a few seconds as well. That was a bit crazy in the days. Yeah, who needs to wear pads?
Yeah, you don't call you Hulk for no reason. Come on.
I know, man. Why do you need to wear any protection equipment?
Exactly.
What year was this then? Back in the 80s?
This was back in the 90s, I think.
We're not that old.
I know.
But those were the days, yeah, when you would actually go outside and play.
Yeah.
Cricket, football, basketball, tennis, whatever, yeah.
Not like you kids now on your consoles and all
Put that tape on the plastic, the tennis balls.
Tape ball, yeah.
Yeah, tape ball. That used to hurt you more,
No, it didn't.
Once you had the tape on, seriously.
It was hard. Nothing's as hard as
it was
a proper
harder
cricket
than,
ball.
do you know the plastic ball? The orange one.
The wind balls, yeah.
The wind ball quality, the wind ball.
Yeah.
So if we had come out and got a wicket in the first over, like South Africa did, don't you think you'd want? They've got a slip there and a silly point. Again, I know I always talk about kind of slightly more attacking fields, but don't you think you'd want a man on the leg side as well, just the one that goes straight on or something? It's South Africa probably could attack more.
Yeah, maybe. Put the pressure on.
Now's the time, let's be honest. We're 4 down. For him to come in next, the pressure's on a little bit. If ever there's a time that, if we were just making serene progress, it's different. But I think when you pick up an unexpected wicket in the morning, you've got to try and make best use of it.
Yeah. And who's left now anyway? So you've got Fahim is next.
We've got plenty left. Come on, talk.
No, who's after Fahim?
We've got Fahim.
Yasser?
Yasser.
Yeah. Okay, exactly.
Shaheen.
Yeah, exactly.
No, they can all bat in it. Come on, we can't.
No, Carl,
if they all chip in with 2030s.
Yeah, Carl, Chilo, that's okay.
Yeah, that's it. That's something. Look, let me tell you. If they all chip in with 2030s, yeah, we'll get to 300, no problem.
If.
Yeah,
anything's if, innit? Nothing's guaranteed. Even nothing's guaranteed in world. Everything's if. Come on, Doc, tell him.
That's a bit deep now, man.
That's a bit too philosophical for 3 minutes past 5 in the morning, but
no, but everything's if. There's nothing guaranteed. Can you tell me one thing was guaranteed in this world?
Taxes.
Actually, there is one thing, but I don't want to go too deep into Watchalong yet. There is one thing that's guaranteed.
That might be one.
You said it. I didn't want to say it, but you said it. But that's the only thing was guaranteed in this world.
That might be one thing for the Ask Us Anything, humans and free will.
Yeah. That's the lunch hour, isn't it? Who's on for lunch hour?
I think it's Imi coming on, I'm not sure.
Doc, you on lunch hour, yeah?
I think I'm around, Imi's around, and Shazad, I think, is on today as well. So, yeah.
Is it Hamza on?
Not today, I don't think so.
No.
That's a pretty interesting stat they're showing right now. His centuries coming in clutch moments there.
Yeah, he always comes in when we're either miles behind or we've suffered a top order collapse, which says something about his mental strength as well, doesn't it?
Single.
No, but you can tell in general, he's a very calm guy. He's not one of them guys who'll get into any controversy, by speaking or anything like that. Like, if you've seen so many of his interviews, so many reporters have tried, intimidating him, but he just still stays calm and he never gets into any issues and that.
Yeah, because sorry, go ahead, Doc. No, go on.
I was going to say, yeah, he's not one for controversy at all. And like you say, lots of reporters were trying to get him to say after the last game, trying to get him to blame people in domestic cricket or have a go at someone for not picking him. And he just kind of just dead batted it all away and said, look, I am where I am. That's a bit of movement there, but no LBW shout. Still 149 for 4. Funny, both teams have still got 3 reviews left, which is rare after 62 overs.
It's crazy, isn't it? The way he was out for it was 10 years, 10 years, and the way he just went about doing his job domestically, and he's come back now, and inshallah, he's got many years to give us. Don't know how long he's got left in his tank, but gotta hope for like 3-4 years, maybe 4 max, 3 years maybe. And
minimum.
Minimum, and he just gone about his job without causing no hassle, like some players have in the past. Imagine you got a guy like that.
Rizwan's timed really nicely, and he's hit the stumps at the opposite end.
Yeah.
You know what? It's good call from the cock to put Nokia on first of all. I thought Rabada would normally come on, and he put Nokia to open it, and obviously got the wicket second ball. I thought that was a bit different, and it ended up working. Because normally they open Rabada, don't they?
It's true. And yesterday they put a stat up as well saying, because they're just showing Nokia's speed right now is fastest has been about 150, which is about 92, 93 miles per hour. And they were showing a stat yesterday that says that he is bowling persistently quicker than Rabada really over all the games, all the days of play so far, and a little bit quicker even than Shaheen. So he's been the fastest bowler on show. And obviously when the track's not doing very much, sometimes you do just need a bit of outright pace. Deal keeping us up to date with the England score, 27 on for none, which is good. Good for them.
It's like the pace point you mentioned. That's why I want to see maybe Harish Shroff in the team, in the test team. I'm not trying to say he will last long or he's gonna do well, but I have a feeling where Pakistan needs this type of bowler where a bowler can come in with pace, with something different. I know it causes a lot of debate. Is Shroff fit for the test team? He hasn't played many first class cricket, which I agree with. But I feel like in the future, especially at home, he could be a handy bowler. Third seamer, in my opinion.
I mean, he strikes me as the kind of bowler who's going to be better in kind of home conditions where he can get a bit of reverse, like you say, or something, rather than first morning at Lords. I don't think it's a high graph kind of morning, is it? But yeah,
you never know, guys, because look how well he did in Australia.
Yeah. But mainly in T20 cricket, though, isn't it? That's the thing.
Yeah, and that was a while ago as well. Now. Well, it wasn't it? Because you can't just.
He hasn't really played much after the Aussie, if you think about it.
No,
he hasn't
but my point is that those BBL figures that he did, those were a couple of years ago, I think, when he got drafted.
That's what really got him into the Pakistan squad. Think about it.
Yeah, but then even when he came into the Pakistan squad, even in the T20s, he hasn't replicated that form. So we all know that he has the talent there. It's just being able to convert it now once he has the chances.
That's interesting. They've got Rabada on now, just after what you said, Shazeb. So they've got Rabada on at Maharaj's end. And I wonder, is that just a change of ends for Maharaj, or are they going to go seam from both ends? I thought it was turning a bit for Maharaj. I'm surprised if they have taken the spinner off already.
Yeah, I'm surprised as well, to be fair.
It might just be a change of ends.
Yeah, I agree. I am pronouncing his name right, Nokia. We were talking about the phones the other day.
Yeah, like the phone.
That's fine.
So again, in the comments, Adil or anyone else who's watching, just be good to hear what you think. Obviously, we want to get 500, like we always do, but what you think we will get.
600.
Based on where we are at the moment. My prediction would be from here. My prediction would be about 290.
Yeah, if I was to predict, I would by 280, 290, but obviously I would want more than that.
340, easy.
Yeah, you reckon?
Yeah.
This partnership is very crucial.
Oh, we're back with one of Doc's favourite games.
Oh, it's flipping noughts and crosses, isn't it? Oh, there's going to be a draw. Noughts and crosses, by the way, will always be a draw if the first person puts it in the middle and the second person puts it in one of the corners, that's it. It's a draw. So you might as well give up after one go.
There's only one trick to lots and crosses, and if you know that, you'll never ever lose a game ever.
Oh, go on. What is it?
No, I think it's basically just
not as easy as you think, is it?
I'm telling you, yeah. There's just one trick to it, yeah, and you'll never ever lose a game.
He's gone.
Oh, he's out. He's definitely out. I'm sure he's out. That was a really tight single from Fawad, and Bavuma's hit.
No, man.
Oh, that is just not what we needed.
Why run out in tests?
Bloody hell.
Well, they've obviously gone upstairs.
He looked out there.
South Africa are celebrating because I think they know it's out. Oh, for goodness sake, for one batsman to be out, one set batsman out, flashing to slip.
It's gone miles away.
Let's have a look.
Out. That's
yeah,
out.
it's going to be out.
Miles out.
The worst way, man.
Well, we're on a last partnership now.
Yep.
That's 149 for 5. Fawad run out for 45. And that's a shame, really, because he's done so much of the hard work.
I think that was a lot to do with the ball before that. I think he wanted a single then as well, and he was trying to say to him, "Come on, let's do it."
So just going back, I'm just looking at that ball quickly again. He just kind of played it away on the offside and ran. To be fair, he ran straight away. It's just that Bavuma was brilliant in getting to it and getting his throw away.
Just wasn't needed though, man. At this stage, he's a risky single.
No.
He must have fun. Let's see how he goes. But I think he should play his usual game though. Should just nod around.
I'm trying to think when Fahim has come in the past couple of games when he's scored well. I feel like a lot of the recovery has kind of been done already, or we've been in an okay position. Maybe I've got that wrong, but certainly today he's coming in at a time where he can't be flashy outside off and he can't take many chances. We lose a wicket now, we're properly up against it.
Yeah, the rain has done us yesterday, man.
Yeah,
that didn't come at a good time, did it?
Is there any rain scheduled for today? What? What are you laughing for?
We're doing the rain dances already.
No, I'm just thinking about if there's any rain scheduled for today. What set you off?
You're right, Cal.
Yeah, I'm okay. No day scheduled for the next 4 days.
Yeah, so that's good then, isn't it?
So that's not going to save us, so forget about that.
I'm not talking about rain saving us. I was just generally asking. We don't need rain to save us. Like I said in the first test here, there's no reason to go all doom and gloom. Okay, we've lost a couple of wickets here. We've still got almost 150 on the board here.
That's more than enough.
The other thing,
exactly.
Chalo.
That's okay.
The other thing about this run out is the ball bounced up so nicely for him to get his throw away. You know, sometimes you see players kind of.
I don't know if you can. No, you can't see it. Leave it. I was going to show you on the screen, but you can't see it. Actually, you can maybe.
Is that the forecast?
Yeah, forecast for Islamabad. For the next.
They said it's pretty chilly this morning.
This is all sunny. There's no rain.
But you know, sometimes.
Apart from Monday, they're showing a little bit maybe cloudy, but other than that, there's no.
It's funny how we're looking at the forecast.
I think they'll be able to stay on with a bit of cloud, you would think.
Come on, Fahim. Need another score from you.
So
that was very good fielding. Very good fielding.
Well, yeah, because it normally, often what you
see how quickly you released it.
Yeah, so there's sometimes they fumble it, or they have to switch hands. But honestly, the ball bounced. If you look at if they're showing it on the replay again for you guys who are on the live, it just bounces up so nicely for his hands. Oh,
yeah,
that's what you want when you're the fielder. This bird's got his head in his hands, like the rest of us.
Well, they're happy.
So they just mentioned
6 overs, 4 runs, and 2 wickets. What more do they want?
Yeah, 4 for 2 in 6 overs this morning.
Yeah, they're laughing.
For some reason, I don't feel confident for him. Why is that? I don't know if it's. I have no clue, to be fair.
I think, another thing, I think he was ball watching.
Who's on?
Fawad.
I'm in there for what?
Just seen the side angle there, and he was looking at him while he should have just gone for. Obviously, you're going for the finish, just go for it.
I think he still would have made it, to be fair. They throw
so?
up, but who knows? Who knows?
I feel like he set off pretty quickly. There wasn't a lot of hesitation. It just wasn't one, really. If the ball went straight to, he almost kind of hit it too well. You need to kind of, obviously, if you hit it straight to the man because you've timed it well or quite well, then obviously it's going to get to him quicker, isn't it? He looks like he's in a confident mood this morning, smiling away there.
Also.
So next time is Yasser.
We can't let them go into defensive mode now. They just need to carry on, scoring their runs.
Yeah, Cal, it's easy to say that, but if Fahim tries something here,
there we go, beautiful shot.
Lovely drive. That's the bit of Fahim's game that I've been really impressed with, in these past few games, is his driving on the offside has been brilliant.
Yeah, that was a nice shot.
He needs to carry on playing his natural game, innit?
150's up. Yeah, that was nice, man. Is that the first boundary of the morning?
Yeah, it must be.
I think so, yeah.
That'll give him good confidence the rest of the innings.
Let's hope it's a long rest of the innings, eh?
100%. That's what we need. Is it Yasser next then?
Yeah, so it would be, I guess it would be Yasser, and then Hassan.
I forgot about Hassan.
Yeah. And Hassan could give it a bit of a biff as well, can't
he? Yeah. Who would you send in next? Hassan or Yasser?
Probably Hassan, I think, just based on his domestic form recently.
True. I can't remember since Yasser made that 100. He hasn't really shown his talent with the bat, has he? Can't really remember.
He's not exactly kicked on. I can see Hulk laughing there.
Yeah, I mean, it was brilliant, obviously, that he got that century. Yeah, I just think that, I don't know. I mean, like he's got the talent, hasn't he? We just need him to obviously bring out that batting talent now and again as well.
Yeah, normally he's reliable for like your 20s, your 30s.
Yeah, just to hold up an end for a little bit.
And he can change gears as well when he needs to. He's got a decent pull shot on him, and he can drive and cut and pull as well quite well. But yeah, it just hasn't been happening too much recently.
Yeah, recently. Yeah, you're right. Which one say?
One for Fahim, 154 for 5, 65 overs. So 15 overs to the new ball. That's going to challenge us, I think, the new ball as well.
Yeah.
You don't want either of these two to get on because both of these guys are new at the moment. You want them to be, 15 more overs into their innings, and then they'll be able to deal with the new ball. If one of them gets out close to that new ball, then
that's the third partnership in a row that we've said that these two need to stay together.
These two need to get 300 before the new ball. Yeah, said something different now.
But it's like the graphic they're showing up, isn't it? We seem to have lost, wickets in clusters, which is what you don't want to do, really. If you lose one, you want to at least be able to kind of absorb that pressure. But we've lost 3 quickly yesterday and 2 quickly this morning. Hopefully, it is just no more than 2. England look like they're doing okay. They're 38 for none in the 16th over. But there's a long way to go in that test match.
One of the spinners are bowling it. The openers have to obviously.
I did have a very, very quick look, and they said that it looked like the kind of pitch that was going to be okay for batting on, and then it's just going to turn a heck of a lot more at the back end of the game. They've got Ashwin and Bumrah on at the moment, according to my thing. So they've already got spin from one.
4:30 start then?
Say again.
Was there a 4:30 start?
That was a 4 a.m. start.
Or 4 a.m.?
So they'll be having their lunch break at 6, I guess. 6 a.m. also. Oh, nice
shot
for him.
Oh, they got the field ready for him, haven't they?
Yeah, he's got a pretty strong kind of hook and pull, isn't he? He likes that shot, he does. So I guess they've got the men there ready for it.
What's with the Civic? Is the Player of the Series get that?
Sorry?
Or they show that Civic before the car in the stadium. Is that for the Player of the Series or?
No, that's for the fan of the series.
You should get that, innit?
No, there's no fan there.
It must be, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, it must. Yeah, I think it must be for the Player of the Series, I'd imagine.
It might just be a sponsor, guys. It might just be like, here, have a look at the Civic. Look what you can have.
The timing there.
Good shot by Rizwan.
That's a really good charge, isn't it?
1-3 there.
3.
Yeah, should get 3.
No, whenever they put a car or a motorbike there, it's always for one of the players to win, isn't it?
Yeah, most of the time, I guess. You're right, yeah.
It's been a while since I've seen like a prize for that kind of, like a car or a motorbike.
It's very 1990s, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah, but you know why, Shazib? Because it's been a long time since you've seen a test match in Pakistan.
Yeah.
Good point, to be fair. Good point.
On the one hand, you've got double T. On the other hand, you've got a Honda Civic car.
Which one would you rather have?
I'll let Doc answer that.
Careful for him. Appeal from Rabada there, but I don't think Fahim's hit it.
No. I think Doc would like the T still.
Don't get me started on Takal T. Morning, Umar. Assalamualaikum. Thanks for joining us in the comments.
Assalamualaikum.
That's another.
Pick the gap. It's a good shot, that.
Yeah, we were saying he's quite strong with his kind of pulls and hooks for him, and he's found the gap, even though they've got kind of 2 men out there. I think
you want him to play his natural game, innit? You don't want him to just sit in the shell. So it's good to see.
So we've got a comment here from Omar. Whenever Babar is unbeaten the night before, he always gets dismissed without adding to his overnight score.
Yeah, I agree with that. Something that he needs to work on. Hopefully he can learn from it. And for the next test or whenever we play, he can, not do the same mistake over again. But it's still a learning process for him in riding test cricket, and hopefully he can overturn that. I can remember a few instances at the moment against England as well that happened.
Yeah. And to be honest, I'm sure I remember just generally a lot of Pakistani batsmen coming in the next morning after a big score and getting out. I mean, I don't know. Obviously, everyone thinks these things happen to their team only, but it does. I feel like Pakistani players over the years have been on 100 or 90 or what 100 and something overnight. I know Babar hasn't got his 100, but they come in the next morning and they find it difficult to get going. And I guess it's probably difficult for any batsman, because when you're 100 and something not out, the temptation is to think that, right, I'm in, I'm okay, I know what I'm doing here. But obviously, every day is a new day, and you've got to get your eye in again. I've not played to any standard, but I imagine you've got to get your eye in again, and you've got to adjust your hand-eye coordination. And the bowlers, to be fair, the bowlers who were probably knackered the previous night have also got a bit more of zip in their step as well, haven't they? So you've just got to reassess, and it's difficult when you're 100 and something not out, probably, to kind of reassess.
I think with experience, that's where the batsman would learn.
Yeah.
I think Babar, I remember him getting at the same way as well. I think to Anderson, when he nicked it to
Lords, I think.
Yeah, he nicked it to first and second slip, trying to drive it. It's kind of similar to now. Oh, no more run that soon. He try now.
Yeah, please come on.
We'll be back in 1 minute, guys.
Yeah.
Remember, call.
It was a good change again. The cock we were talking about as well, where Maharaj went off and Rabada come on. He led to the run now. I know Rabada never got the wicket, but the way he come on out of nowhere and got the run out.
I'm surprised. So it's Rabada and Norkia. So I'm surprised they're not going with more spin. But I mean, I guess it's working. It's just that obviously you'd want you would think that they would want these bowlers to be rested for the new ball in 14 overs,
Yeah.
unless they're not planning to take it.
Yeah, good point.
Probably.
Even if they don't take it, they're going to defer it for what, 3, 4, 5 overs. They're not going to defer it for that much longer, are they?
You wouldn't have thought so. It's not like it's spinning miles, so that they're going to keep going with spinners, and it's not like it's reversing, so they want the old ball. So I don't think we'll see too. I mean, to be fair, they've got what, 13 overs still after this one to the new ball. So maybe spin comes in fairly soon. We've been playing about 45 minutes this morning so far. So maybe these two will have a bit of a break. Oh, careful, Rizwan.
I think that
lads, just decide you're going to run or not.
What are they doing? Calm down.
They're going to test the South African arm. I think the other thing I think about is that if they give both paces a rest now, they try and bring on spin from both ends. Okay, you got Maharaj who can hold up his end, but who can they have from the other end? Then if Linda is off, they have Elgar on yesterday, and he's going to maybe not necessarily leak runs, but he's obviously not as not a stronger bowler as Maharaj or Linda. And to two new batsmen, it's easier to play in. So I can maybe understand it from that perspective, that they just want to put a bit of pressure on them.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll go with Mulder, the seaming all-rounder, which I don't think would. I mean, as a Pakistan fan, I don't mind if Mulder comes on, because I don't think he looked particularly threatening yesterday. And actually, after seeing him off for a few overs, Babar just went after him a little bit and kind of, we were okay. But maybe they'll just go with the seaming all-rounder and just have him kind of like we have with Fahim. Just say, look, just hold up an end with spin from maybe Maharaj from one end, Mulder keeping it tight from the other. Until the new ball is available. Yeah.
He might go with Markram as well for him, left-hander. Maybe depending on, let's see what he goes with. But you say he wasn't threatening. Watch him pick up 5 wickets now.
Oh, God.
Rizwan's eager, isn't he, to hit strokes as well?
Well, that's good though, isn't it?
I guess.
Everything's good. Everything's good, yeah. Until you get out, that is.
Yeah. So just again, from the guys that are commenting or watching along, obviously we mentioned about how it's difficult to get started the next morning, and Umar has posted that comment about Babar finding it difficult. Why do you guys think that is? Do you think it's just a question of not ego, not in a negative way from like a Babar point of view, but just generally batsmen's thinking that they're in and thinking that they're settled and just thinking that they can pick up where they left off, or do we think there's a different reason? Why? I guess the other thing is morning conditions, 15 degrees, a little bit overcast, although not quite right now. Maybe just generally it's slightly more favourable bowling conditions as well this morning. Generally, pitches have a touch more moisture in the morning as well.
Very pacey, man. Nokia.
Yeah, 92, that last one.
Oof.
So Omar saying 300.
That's what we all want.
Par.
Yeah.
Do we think that's par, or do we think that might be a little bit above par?
Par, I think.
Yeah, par. I think.
What do you reckon? Sorry, go ahead. Just reserve.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think with the bowling attack as well, the way we bowled to South Africa last Test match, I think 300 would be par.
I just think. Don't you think it's maybe turning a bit more than? Maybe I'm just being optimistic, but maybe it's turning a bit more than you'd expect. It's a bit on the cool side. It at times it gets a bit overcast. Maybe you can get away with 260, 270 on this pitch. Maybe, I don't know. I guess it's not a huge difference. I think 250 to 300 is probably about par. Yeah, I've written as well. Minimum 250. Yeah, I think you want that 250. But fair play to South Africa. Just like yesterday morning, after those first few overs, they've come out with good intent.
Good ball, that.
Yeah, that was an 85 miles per hour Yorker from, or full ball anyway, from Rabada that he's kept out.
Your favorite, Cal? Win $500. I remember you talking about it before. No one's ever going to hit that, man.
I saw a clip last night where Fawad, I think he was about 30 centimeters away from it, away from hitting that sign.
Yeah, it was really close, wasn't it?
Yeah.
For what?
Yeah. I remember back in the 90s, they used to have it in the in the UAE grounds that I think maybe Sharjah they used to have the massive billboards around the ground and said that if you hit those, you know, obviously with the 6, then you'll win X amount. And I'm sure Shahid Afridi used to go for them now and again.
Oh, didn't surprise me.
Yeah, unsurprisingly, I can't remember if I ever saw anyone hit them, but I remember that the sponsors did say that if you hit this billboard, then you get X amount.
So Fahim's come out with quite a bit of intent, hasn't he? He's 12 off 14. And to be fair, even though Rizwan is only 4 off 24, I feel like he's absolutely creamed a few straight to the fielders. So they've both come out not looking really to hang around, which I think is good. We got really stuck yesterday for a while on the first morning. So do you want to get in that kind of situation again where you're just letting South Africa kind of bowl at you?
Yeah, I think to be fair though, that period where we got stuck, it was when we were. That period where we got stuck was around about the point where we lost the 2nd and 3rd wicket, and then maybe for a little bit of time then we got stuck. But then Fuad and Babar, obviously they came in, they both of them played positively, kept the scoreboard ticking over.
Yeah, that's why we need them positive cricket. I hope Rizwan doesn't lose his patience. I know it's creamed a few, like you said, straight to the field. That just to keep going and not let it get to him.
I wonder who's doing the commentary on that radio partner there, the 106.2 it says. I wonder if that's Urdu or English.
Interesting, huh?
I think it's Urdu, and I think there's a chap on Twitter, Faisal someone, I know he mentions sometimes that he kind of join us on whatever Radio Pakistan for the commentary, but I'm pretty sure it's Urdu commentary, obviously, being in Pakistan. But it's funny, I've never listened to Pakistan. I don't think I've ever really listened to Pakistan on the radio because obviously they're either on TV or they're not on at all. I mean, there's not many radio stations in the UK where there's a market for Pakistan cricket. Cow's laughing.
Atif commented, nothing like waking up early to watch one of your favourite batsmen play and you get that caught slip straight away. It's not about Babar, isn't it?
Yeah, Cal, I'm struggling to hear you. I don't know if am I the only one or.
No, can you hear me now,
yeah, Cal, you've got to, the microphone thing, you've got to remember to do that.
No, I just read a comment from Atif Nawaz. He's just tweeted on Twitter a bit ago. He goes, nothing like waking up early to watch one of your favourite players bat, only to watch him get caught in the slips on the 2nd ball of the day.
Maharaj is back. Yeah, they're going to save, I think, Nokia for the new ball.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see who comes in from the other end, though.
Yeah, 12 overs to go. I wonder if Linda can come on again.
Am I wrong in saying I feel like Fahim's more stronger against pace?
Yes.
Isn't he?
Yeah, I'm a lot more convinced with him. I feel like he's either going to block or go for it.
I don't know.
Hopefully he can rotate the strike, which would be lovely. But I don't see him as a brilliant player of spin. 50's up for England as well in the other game, which is good for them.
Oh, no, wicket's lost. Your mic, Cal.
Yeah, before Fahim come back on the scene, I think he used to be like just a hitter. He used to come in and he was like a pinch hitter for us. But now since he's come back, he's more of a batsman, proper clean shots. He's more batting more.
Yeah, he's playing like a proper Test batsman as well, which is good to see. It's not gonna. He doesn't strike as a natural sweeper.
I thought that he straight the pad. Thought he was gone for a second.
There's a sweep shot that Hamza was talking about yesterday.
Yeah. 167 for 5, so we're inching our way up towards 200.
I'm sure I read it somewhere, that Mohammad Yusuf's been working with him quite a lot with Fahim.
Yeah.
So you could see, obviously, he's paying off, isn't it?
Definitely.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I just wonder how that was taken in the coaching ranks by Yunus Khan.
So interestingly, I can't remember what it might have been on the Packed Passion forums or somewhere, but apparently Fahim was very, very, very keen to also talk about management and coaching, and was almost kind of coaxed into saying by a media person, or it came across quite manufactured that he was talking about Yusuf a lot, and there was also kind of told, don't forget coaches and don't forget management, because otherwise it would look a bit bad that he was only mentioning Yusuf. So I don't know if that's insecurity on the form of management or whatever, but yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Like you say, if he's crediting Yusuf and not Yunus, or Yunus and not Yusuf, it feels like you're in the 2000s again.
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, Yunus Khan has the official title, doesn't he, as a batting coach?
But I still think Mohammad Yusuf was one of our best batsmen.
Oh, definitely. There's no argument to that, is there?
Yeah. And yeah, no, don't worry. I forgot what I was going to say. Apologies.
Sorry, it's 5:30 in the morning, man.
Yeah.
But the thing is that you even though you can be a legend at whatever, batting, bowling, keeping, whatever, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be able to teach.
Yeah,
that's a completely different thing. Is that, and I think sometimes the mentality is, well, I was brilliant when I used to play 20 years ago, so I'm going to be able to to teach all my skills onto the next generation, and sometimes it just doesn't work like that.
Well, we've only really seen it with Yusuf now, innit? Obviously, he's taught. He's been working with Fahim, so we're seeing that obviously it's working, isn't it? So, where with Yunus, obviously, we haven't really seen anything.
Well, we're still waiting to see the contents of the three epic books that he's written.
He sells them in the future.
That's what I was thinking. If he sold them, I'm telling you, they're going to be guaranteed bestsellers.
Yeah, I think the point you make, it goes for any type of sport as well, football, whoever. Like, if you're a good player in your playing days, whatever sport you're at, doesn't mean you're good at coaching. It could say for any sport.
Yeah, true.
I don't know if the stream's gone for me or if it's gone for everyone else as well.
No, you're in, Doc.
You're in. We can see you.
You're okay. We can see you fine.
Okay. No idea what happened there. Apologies. Yeah, I can hear everyone now.
Yeah, that's fine.
That was very odd. Sorry.
No.
We had a comment from Omar there. Yusuf was more talented than Yunus, so I agree with that. I don't know what you all think.
Yusuf was more of a reliable player, I think. When he used to come in, you knew, he'd keep hold one end. Whereas as in Yunus, you didn't know first what was going to happen. First a few overs, he had to get in, basically.
Yeah.
Rizwan keeps hitting it straight to the field. Literally every shot he plays straight to the fielder.
It always feels like that, doesn't it? That when we're batting it feels like they've got 20 people out in the field.
And again straight to the fielder. But yeah, the use of a Yunus comment, I did. Well, I'm not trying to say I'm a young guy, but I didn't see Yusuf as much. I saw Yunus Khan more, especially in the UAE when Misbah come through. And in Test cricket, that's where I see Yunus the most. So me making a comment of Yusuf's better would be a bit unreliable. So up to you guys, to be fair.
Definitely Yusuf. I mean, for people who remember in 2006 when...
Did you see that again? Straight to the fielder. It looks on his side right now.
Yeah. For people that remember in 2006 when Mohammad Yusuf had that brilliant year when I think he hit three double centuries, and I think about 3 times he was out in the 190s as well.
Was that the England tour?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, so that was the England tour when they came here as well. But then throughout that whole year, and I think he got the record for the most runs, most test runs in a calendar year as well. I think it was like 1800. And
am I wrong in saying this might be a bit uneducated, that Yunus Khan in the one day wasn't really as good as he was in Test cricket? Would you say?
Yeah, I think that's definitely fair to say. It is a bit, which I mean, he was still good, but I don't think that he ever got to the heights that he did with his Test career in ODIs.
Yeah, because when I seen him bat in one day, it was like the 2015 World Cup, around that kind of years, and he wasn't as effective every time he come. Even in 2011 World Cup as well, he was in the one-day team.
Yeah, that 2015 World Cup was just brilliant because our first game was against India, and Yunus Khan, who to my knowledge had never ever opened in ODIs before at all of a sudden, he's being sent out at the top of the order to open. You know, I was like, it was not as if he's at the start of his career where they're going to try something. Yeah, he was at the twilight of his career, and they think, oh yeah, let's just send him in towards the end of his career to open in one of the biggest matches. Biggest match at the time.
That's
So Omar
crazy,
says
innit?
that middle order of Yunus, Inzamam and Yusuf was amazing. It was, and that's where we've been trying to kind of get back to. Obviously, we had Misbah and Yunus, and now we're just hoping that we can, you know, with Babar Azam, Fuad Alam, we can start to go back to those days. But that Yunus, Inzamam and Yusuf was just rock solid, brilliant batting order. That was brilliant batting middle order. That was. Are you back with us, Doc?
I think so. I'm not quite sure what's happening. My internet seems to be working okay, but I keep disconnecting from the stream. But anyway, back now.
Have you paid your bill?
I don't think he heard that.
I think he's frozen.
I think he got internet connection problems.
Doc, you there?
He's frozen. I don't think he has paid his bill.
Yunus underachieved in ODIs.
Oh no.
Oh.
Aside the leg, I think. Be careful. I don't really see Fahim play the sweep shot anyway. Quite new. Can't remember time, even in T20 or one day, doesn't really play the sweep.
No.
They've reviewed that, I think, haven't they? Have they?
No, they haven't.
Yes, they have.
Have they?
Have they? Oh, they have, yeah.
I think they got 3 reviews, so why not?
Yeah.
You know, I just wound that back.
That's in line, guys.
Yeah, I wound it back to have a look, and it's not a bad shout, but it's not going to be out because I think he's hitting outside.
Yeah.
And he may have hit it.
Don't know about hitting it, but I think that's hitting at the 4th stump because it was given out as well on the field.
Stayed a bit low as well, don't you think? Can't remember.
You know what? That's hit him. Oof. Red, and
missing.
Good decision, that. Very good. I'm surprised that's not skipping. Look how close that is.
Carl, say it.
Chalo.
That's okay, then.
Review last at least. That helps.
What do you think about this one, Doc? About Yunus, that he actually played well on his limited over international debut versus Sri Lanka way back in 2000. We were just talking while you were, having the technical issues about Yunus's ability as an ODI player over the past 15, 20 years. What did you make of him? And we said that he's obviously Omar said that he underachieved in his ODIs. What did you make of him?
Yeah, I don't think he was a particularly good ODI player. I'm not quite sure he had the. I mean, you don't have to have the hitting power. You don't have to be. There's some very good classical batsmen, but I don't think Yunus had the ability to rotate strike well enough in ODI cricket to kind of be going at a high enough strike rate. I think he was mucked about a little bit in terms of his position in the batting order as well. I remember times where Yunus would be like 6 or 7 in the early days of one-day cricket. So not quite good enough to take advantage of the power play or fielding restrictions. Never ever going to be a finisher. So I don't know why he would ever be at 6 or 7. So that probably didn't help him. But I never had him down as kind of a gun ODI player. But maybe we didn't make best use of him.
I think Hulk mentioned as well. I don't think you were here in the 2015 World Cup. He opened the innings against India.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought when I heard about that.
The way you nodded there,
let's not talk about that.
You can tell you were disgusted with that.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, no. There were a lot of poor strategy decisions we made around that time in one-day cricket. To be fair,
that 2015 World Cup in general, I don't think it was that bad. Obviously, I don't want to go back to that famous catch that Rohit Ali dropped, who shouldn't have been in the team in the first place. But it was a kind of an odd World Cup for me. I don't know why. I know we went into the quarterfinal, but it just felt like we were up and down throughout the whole tournament.
How many World Cups have you actually seen?
Three.
What have you
What's
seen? 11,
2011, 15, and 19. If we're talking about 50 over World Cups.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I never went. That's a good shot. I never went into that World Cup with any kind of hope that Pakistan would do well. To be honest, as long as they basically had to turn up and remember their kit, and they would have got through to the quarterfinals, because that was how easy it was to get through to the quarterfinals, because of the way the group stage was. Where obviously we were in a group with
UAE and whatnot, I think.
Yeah, South Africa, UAE, West
Zimbabwe.
And you've got a group of 7 and 4 go through. So as long as you beat Zimbabwe, UAE, and Ireland, I think, which we did.
Ireland, yeah.
Which World Cup are you talking about?
2015.
Okay, we were in India's group as well. We played them in the first game.
And India, which we could afford to lose. So you could afford to lose against all the big boys, which we lost to India and we lost to West Indies. As long as you beat kind of all the minnows, which we did. We also beat South Africa.
Yeah, we beat South Africa as well. That West Indies game was just that was just brilliant. That was. What were we? Something like 0 for 3 or something.
We were 1 for 4.
That was it. Yeah.
That's crazy. I think I'm glad I missed the 07 World Cup though. With people talk about that.
Oh yeah, that was awful. That was a World Cup that lasted about 4 days for us, because I think we played West Indies on the Tuesday and lost in the first. So we were in the opening game of the tournament. We lost to West Indies in the opening game on a Tuesday, I think. We lost to Ireland on the Saturday, and that's it. We're out of the World Cup. Like 5 days.
Crazy.
I don't know if you were on when I spoke about this, Shazir, but one of the funniest thing about that World Cup was people had worked it out that in the second stage or second group stage, whatever it was called,
Super 6.
Super 6, Pakistan were going to play India on a Friday, so everyone booked that Friday off, and who played? Bangladesh versus Ireland.
It's crazy, man. That's a weird type of format. Oh, yeah, alright. Weird type of format, wasn't it? Then the 07 World Cup.
Yeah, and they'll never do that They'll never do that format again, because obviously you could essentially the big boys could lose one game or have one upset and be knocked out. So I think it was 4 groups of 3, and the top. Oh no, sorry. I think it was 4 groups of 4, and the top 2 went through. So we had Pakistan, West Indies, Zimbabwe, Ireland. So you'd think, okay, we might lose to West Indies, but we'll beat Zimbabwe and Ireland. And we didn't. We lost to Ireland. And so in that group of 4, we came 3rd, just like India came 3rd in their group with Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and Canada. Not Canada. Who was the guy that Leverock? You know Dwayne Leverock, the guy who took
the big guy?
Yeah, it wasn't
Bermuda. Not Bermuda. What man about?
It was Bermuda.
It was Bermuda. Oh yeah. I remember that catch.
Yeah. So they had 4 groups of 4, and the top 2 went through, I think, to the Super 8. Sorry, not the Super 6, as I mentioned. And yeah, they'll just never do that again, because they'll never, ever gamble on Pakistan or India only possibly having 2 games at a World Cup. And so then you go to the other extreme, where you had like everyone played 9 matches in the 2019 World Cup, regardless. Because what that means is you get 9 India matches, which is 9 bonanza cash days for the ICC.
Bonanza catch. That's what they call it.
but those that format that they did in '92 and 2019, where everyone plays everyone, was shot by theme. I think that's the best format, because you play everyone. Then you can't say, "Oh, you won the final," but then you never played one of the big teams. Basically, I think that's one of the best.
Sorry to cut you off. I agree with you. I think the problem that some people have is that you can only have that format with 10 teams. And obviously a lot of people think that having a 10-team World Cup is unfair, because obviously you're not really letting, other nations in. Whereas obviously 4 groups of 4 was, 16 teams. So obviously it's a lot more inclusive, but it wasn't a format that particularly worked very well, depending on what you want to see, I guess.
Yeah. It's funny you say that, Hulk, about playing everyone, because we beat the finalists of the 2019 World Cup. It's crazy the way you look at it.
I think the other thing is, I think because of the slight disparity sometimes in world cricket, the problem that people had with the 2019 format is that if it wasn't for Sri Lanka beating England in one of the group games, the group stage would have been like completely dead really early on. It was really obvious which 4 teams were going to go through. So you risk when you have a group stage like that, you risk at the end, Team 7 plays Team 9, and it just doesn't matter because neither of them can qualify.
Yeah, the dead games. Just looking at the game now, so we're 175 for 5. Rizwan and Fahim seem to have both settled in. Okay, both have played. Rizwan's played 34 balls for 5. Fahim's played 35 balls for 21. We've been playing for just over an hour now, and I think we've got about 40 odd runs, but we've obviously lost a couple of wickets. The new ball is 7 overs away after this ball by Maharaj. But yeah, 7 balls away. 7 overs away from that. So, we're edging closer and closer to that 200.
Yeah, we are. And it's not been particularly plain sailing this morning, is it? Obviously, you mentioned 40. Unfortunately, it's only 30 for 2, which is not a lot, but it's not about the run rate this morning.
I love the energy HR gamer. That's like
Yeah. So HR gamer's got a question for Carl.
Or Babu gifted it to me.
You got it from one of those dodgy websites.
Shazia answered it for you.
Well, mate, as we've said before,
No, what it is you get.
Maybe it's the.
Sorry.
If the BCB made it easily available, we wouldn't have to go to dodgy websites. But anyway,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but it's a gift what you get when you join the Stani army. You see, that's what it is. Yeah.
I'm still waiting for mine. Where's mine?
Yeah.
You were late. You see, by the time you joined,
You got no sizes for me.
There was already handed out, and everyone understood.
Shazib, forget you. I'm still waiting for mine.
Yeah.
You've got the Hulk one. You didn't want to change it.
Well, that's the thing, innit? I spot Pakistan. I don't spot what's that? Pakistan/Australia that you're wearing.
Have you got one, Shazib, or you haven't got one?
What, one of those jackets?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay. I don't think we can get them anymore now.
Oh, that's a bit below the belt after what happened this morning, isn't it?
Rizwan loves the fielders today.
I know. He's
loving it.
so many towards them. It's good to see for him taking the short ball on. It's good to see because obviously they've got 2 men out there, but he's still kind of going for his shots.
Yeah, very good to see. We needed him as well to play like that.
He looks very solid in defense as well. Playing with a straight bat.
Rizwan, do you mean, or for him? Sorry.
Rizwan with the last couple of balls that he's faced. Just looks so confident in his defense.
And some of that is obviously coming from being backed as well. I think he probably knows his place in the team is pretty secure. He was captain, he was vice captain obviously, but captained in New Zealand. And it's amazing just what those little things can do to a player, because you can imagine all his career Rizwan has been pretty much been behind somebody, hasn't he? And not particularly secure in his place. So to have that now it must be pretty good for him.
He's been carrying the drinks for a long time as well.
Yeah.
Very long time.
It's interesting we're talking about Fahim with the short ball and how comfortable he looked. His strike rate for balls above his waist, i.e. short balls, 121. It's in Test series, is pretty good, isn't it? And his strike rate below the waist is 71. So it just shows he doesn't mind taking it on.
Good to see.
We've been playing for an hour and 11 minutes now. I wonder when the drinks breaks are scheduled for.
I think it'll be slap bang halfway, won't it? So or thereabouts. So if you think that there's still an hour and a half till lunch at 7:30, maybe around 6, or maybe relatively soon.
Yeah,
probably in 5-6 minutes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, that brings back memories. Are you watching on TV there?
Oh yeah.
So every time I've been in Pakistan, you get the bricks or some like stones, put them on to make the stumps. That brings back the good old days, good old times. Rizwan straight to the fielder again.
Yeah.
I hope we don't get to him. It doesn't look like it, but just saying.
It would do after a while, though, wouldn't it? You can imagine the batsman, you're thinking, what the hell's going on here?
Oh, he's good at pulling the ball, isn't he?
Yeah, this young lad and behind the stadiums got a decent pull shot on him.
So this timing is for the.
Oh yeah, so that's the other thing. You've only got one bat, so you have to keep swapping it and stuff. Oh, those are the best. They were the best days there. And then you always have to make sure that whoever owned the bat or the ball, you never annoyed them, because you did. Yeah, they walk home with that. Yeah, game all over then.
So here's the question, obviously. So there's two ways of doing that. Either you play your shot, do the run, and give the bat after the shot, or you play your shot and drop the bat.
I think I used to generally drop the bat.
Yeah, which would always annoy the person whose bat it was.
Yeah. You sound like a man of experience there. Were you the man with the bat that no one could annoy? If you were the bat or ball owner, you had so much power in the game.
Absolutely. And there'd always be that one idiot who would miss every ball, but then the one he would nail would go straight into the bushes or in someone else's garden.
What balls did you used to play with back in the day? The wind balls. Right, these days it's about wind balls when you go to the park in the summer. Play wind balls these days.
But for me, simple. I'm too scared of getting hurt. So for me, it's just simple tennis ball. Simple tennis ball. Most of them.
When we were kids, it would always be like something like the tennis balls, or even you used to have the kind of those basic rubber balls that you could get from your local corner shop. It was always like that. And then I think when we were about 10. When I was about 9, 10 or something, we managed to get our hands on a cricket ball, and we used to play on the cricket ball on the concrete all the time then, without pads, which was always interesting. And then about 5-minute walk from where we lived, the council built a couple of cricket nets, which is one of the best investments that the council ever made. Every evening, those nets were full, and they were open nets, and you could just rock up and play there. They were brilliant. They were
so good.
Yeah, but now you can't do that. I mean, the cricket nets don't really exist in parks up and down the country, do they?
No.
I think the last ones I saw, there was some over in Stratford. I've forgotten the name of the park there, but there are some there, I think. But there's very few parks, I think, that actually have open nets.
Yeah, no, it would be brilliant. I wish cricket was more accessible to kids generally, because. Well, the reason why we're here. It's a brilliant sport, and I wish more kids would get involved. I mean, obviously, maybe more mainstream coverage would help, although that has its own pros and cons. Obviously, the England game's on Channel 4 today. I know it deals very helpfully keeping us up to date with whatever's going on there. So, England lost their second wicket. Bumrah's gone for a duck, so that's slightly annoying for them.
I think even in schools, right? When I was in secondary school, it depends on who the PE teachers are. Like, I had a PE teacher who was there with me for like 4 years, and he was into cricket. So most of the PE lessons and like after school clubs, we used to play a lot of cricket. But when he went, cricket was hardly spoken about, in the PE lessons. So I feel like in schools these days, they don't play cricket as much. Obviously, depending on what school you go, it could be different. But in my experience, I had a PE teacher who was there, like I said, for 3-4 years. And when he was here with me, he used to always, after school clubs, cricket. But when he left, it was more like football, and depending on who was in charge. So I guess you're right about that.
I think cricket is such a difficult sport to engage kids in, though, for a number of reasons. Obviously, I mean, as you get older, the equipment starts getting properly expensive. I mean, that's the thing with football, is that, how expensive. Okay, your football boots might start getting more expensive as you get older, but nothing else is really going to change that much with football. But from a cricket point of view, the kit gets more expensive as a lot more expensive as you get older. And also, it's just so hard sometimes to keep kids engaged. Like, if you are the kid that goes every week and plays, and you get out first ball and you don't bowl because you're not very good at bowling, you could be standing at fine leg for like 4 hours or 5 hours. From a kind of a coaching or PE teacher point of view, you've got to keep kids engaged, otherwise they won't do that. So that's the difficult thing, I think, with kids and getting them and keeping them involved in cricket.
The Civics back. It looks like a nice car, to be fair.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
So 176 for 5 overs to the new ball. Ooh, it's a bit low.
Thought that snuck through then.
Got lucky there.
Cal's smiling because he knows it's not out. He doesn't have to sit through the pain like we do. Just a couple of balls behind. He just gets told what's going on.
I can tell the reaction. That's all right. Then I can calmly watch the next ball.
The other one, there were all those oohs, and it was just basically for another Barbara Azam cover drive. And as we now know, based on Crickinfo's poll yesterday, and Virat Kohli's cover drive is exactly the same.
It was even, to be fair.
It's not exactly the same. Babar's is ever so slightly better because he won the poll.
So what? Because it was 46 to 45.9. I think that screenshot for a lot of people, but then didn't it end on 46 and 46?
Yeah, so the one that I took, it was 46-46, but that's obviously rounded up though, isn't it? So I think when you start with, if you break it down, because they actually highlighted Babar as having won that. But then I think, if you break it down and look at the actual votes itself, Babar won, and that's why he had he was highlighted in blue, whereas everyone else was grayed out.
Come on, end of the day, he does have the better cover drive. You can't even
this is the thing, right? I think if someone said to me, who's got the better flick through mid-wicket? Kohli, obviously, by a mile. Who's got the better cover drive? Babar, clearly. Right?
100%.
But it's one of those things, and if it's maybe we won't get into it too much, but when you if you scroll down, I don't know if anyone did scroll down that poll on the ICC or Crickinfo app or whatever, on their Twitter. Like the comments, it takes about 3 seconds for the comments just to degenerate into like the most.
It's so toxic,
violent stuff. It's horrible.
Yeah, I just hate anything on there to do with something like that. Yeah, it just always goes into evil, as I always refer to it. Yeah, and then I don't know. It's like it makes you think that all these kids that are on social media these days and they're seeing all this stuff.
But you know what it is? One thing that I think I blame ICC for that. Reason why is when they see comments like that, they should just ban them. So at least they can't comment again.
Yeah,
it's true. It's not hard.
The thing is,
you see it over and over again. You see it over and over again, on every single tweet. What they do, it's something like that. You see so much thingy. They should just ban it. Whoever it is, they should just ban them. You won't. Obviously, eventually they'll get rid of all of them. But not all of them, but majority. You won't see as many as you see.
The problem is, Cal, I think it's so easy to make a Twitter account.
I know, Doc. I know what you're saying, but they've got to put more effort into it. They've got to put more time to start going doing that. Whereas in this way, it's just easier. Just put a comment and that's it.
Do not underestimate, but don't underestimate the time and effort idiots will put in to do something like that. That's the thing. I take your point. It's going to filter out some people, but there are some people who are absolutely determined that my Indian or my Pakistani is going to win that no matter what.
At the moment, sorry, Shib?
Yeah, I'm just making the point that there's a lot of fake accounts underneath the ICC post as well.
But at the moment, there's just there's no deterrence at all. You know that nothing's going to happen, and I think that's obviously the problem. Yeah, it's easy to make an account, etc., but there's just no deterrence whatsoever.
It's not drinks break yet. I thought it would be.
I think there'll be one in soon enough. Linda's coming on again, so
Linda's back.
He, poor guy. 3 overs into his spell yesterday, got his fingers smashed by Babar Azam.
He's got it patched up, so he can't bowl them, can he?
So the umpires usually have a look at that, don't they? And they usually kind of say whether it's.
But they didn't let. Who did they not let bowl yesterday? Was it his replacement?
Was it Elgar?
Yeah, Elgar. Yeah. They didn't let him. They made him take it off. I think. I'm sure they did.
But I think it depends upon whether it was a pre-existing injury or whether it's one that you pick up in the game. I think if it's one that you pick up in the game, I think they're more lenient on it. As far as I'm aware, I might be wrong. Whereas if it's an injury that you had coming in, then obviously they're saying, well, sorry, you knew that you couldn't bowl. Then you're sorry, there's nothing we can do. And to be fair, it's his little finger, so. Ooh. Got one to go on there, nearly.
What do you think of Rizwan's innings? It's been a bit of a. It's looked comfortable. Don't get me wrong. It's a bit weird though. The way he keeps hitting it straight to the fielders. It's like he's got no luck on him whatsoever.
I feel like he's batted better than 5 off 42, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's
our bid was like something similar, wasn't he? Wasn't Ahmed 6 off whatever it was? But he batted Oh, this should go for 4, surely.
Oh, still got black, but he got a single there, at least.
No, he got a single.
No, I don't think he got. I don't think he got a single.
No,
Did
he
you not?
didn't.
Oh, he didn't.
No, it was too close for them to get the single on that one.
It was a
thought he
bit of
did.
midfield though, wasn't it? Let's have a
Yeah, to
look.
the midfield maybe.
No,
Yeah,
too
he could have got
close.
it.
No chance. What's the point of taking a risk?
Never run off a midfield. That's what they say, isn't it?
Shadow the next ball, isn't it?
But yeah, no, he looks in good nick, but obviously
Yeah.
his score would not suggest he's in good nick.
Hobby does affect him psychologically. That's the only thing.
But that's what I was saying about 5-10 minutes ago, that he looks so solid in defense. You know, when he's actually going into when he's playing defense, whether off the front foot or the back foot. See, look there again, straight behind the ball, middle of the bat.
He's a good fielder, this thing, isn't it? He's a little midget, but he's very good, isn't
The rumour.
he? Yeah. He reminds me a bit of John T. Rhodes. Oh, Nikai, he was really short as well, wasn't he? You know, he was a good fielder.
Short and agile.
Thanks, Adil, for being our India-England correspondent. I feel like we've got a Stani Army media presence at that game as well. So it's gone to lunch.
Kept us updated there.
Sorry?
He kept us updated there.
Indeed. Now, undivided attention on this game now, Adil.
So we've got, what, an hour and 20 minutes left to go in this session. We're 176 for 5. We're just over 3 overs away from the new ball here. Linda's come back.
And that's
They're going to take the
Drinks, I think.
drinks?
Yeah.
Or did the session finish at 7:30 as well?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So they've started early and finished.
You see that thing? You see that thing on the screen that says session times?
No, but I just realised that now. 7:30. I didn't realise it before.
Doc's been having that on there throughout this since we've been on.
I'm gonna have to log off before that. No, I've got to go and pray in it, so that's why I've just seen it.
No, that's no worries.
That's cool, man. So yeah, this partnership is now 27 runs. So we were having been 145 for 3 overnight, and then 149 for 5. We lost 4 for 2 this morning. I guess these two have kind of recovered quite well. I reckon if there are people waking up and seeing the score, they'd be very, very, very disappointed, thinking we should be 200 for 3. But obviously, it doesn't kind of work that way all the time. I expected us to make pretty serene progress this morning, I have to say.
Yeah, I agree with that. Obviously, we started off, I think, first day, second ball, and then the second wicket fell. I think it was in the first 5 overs, I know it was. But Alif is recovered from there. Not many runs, but they're looking solid, both of them, as there be no close calls. And hopefully they can kick on. Hopefully Rizwan can stop picking at the fielders as well.
Yeah.
You just seen the advert on the TV, Doc? Paul Chowdhury was in it.
Oh, my brother Paul.
Yeah.
He's a funny guy. I've seen him live, actually, in Wembley Arena, I think, Paul Chowdhury.
I've seen him live as well. It was in one of these kind of smaller settings that they do, where it was just a whole Q&A kind of thing. Really.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
It was really good. It was really good.
Is he not from Birmingham?
I don't know.
I think he's from down south, isn't it?
He's from London somewhere, isn't he?
I think
Oh,
so.
London. Oh, okay.
Adil, you're absolutely right. They are making up for yesterday's play, and so I'm going to go back to my favourite. I'm going to go back to my favourite caption, which is the session time. Just in case anyone forgets the session times today, the session times are on the session times banner, and the session times are as such. So yeah, we've got till 7:30 for this first session. Then we've got an hour. Don't forget, anyone in the comments, anyone watching between 7:30 and 8:30, in the absence of live cricket, because they're going to go to an extended lunch break. We've got Ask Us Anything, so just feel free to ask us anything about anything you want to talk about. Life.
Within limits.
Yeah, well, yeah, we'll try and keep it tasteful.
These times are just for today, innit, Doc?
Yes, indeed. Yeah. The day 2 session times. Whether that's life, sport, philosophy, education, whatever you want, we'll talk about it.
Weren't we supposed to get a maths question yesterday, but then we never got it in the end, did
Yes,
we?
no, that was from Adam, who hasn't joined us yet this morning. I think poor Adam probably needs to catch up on a bit of sleep as well.
Yeah.
Joining us for quite a few of these games. So they're just doing the dismissal again, aren't they, with Barber? Very loose shot. I mean,
yeah, man. You just look at
let's
it.
be honest, if that wasn't, golden boy, everyone's favourite Barber, which of course he is, we'd be well annoyed with that. But he can get off, so you kind of give him a bit of leeway, I guess, don't you?
You better make a habit of it.
Yes.
Both of those were heartbreaking, though, weren't they? It's like Barber's off the second ball of the day behind the wicket, and then Fawad's run out as well off a closely run single.
Yeah, I have a bit more sympathy with Fawad, because I feel like he, having hung around for 155 balls, he just wanted to keep the strike moving, didn't he?
Yeah, which is good. Good.
Yeah, exactly.
That's his natural game.
They're running yesterday, Doc. You could tell they're running. I was building up. Remember yesterday?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Last couple of overs.
Just before tea, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, we kept getting frustrated with that, and then of course today it happens.
And it happens. No, you're absolutely right. But Fahim has looked all right. He's 22 of 48. I think he's looked in good order again. I know there are some people that aren't Fahim fans, but he is turning into a relatively reliable lower order batsman for us. So good
The only person who's not a fan of him, I think, is what's his name, Hamza. I'm sure everybody else is a fan of him.
Yeah, what's his name, Hamza? Yeah, no.
Unless Shazib and Hulk don't like him.
No, I like him.
I think he's got the fury of about 10 men, though. That's the thing. That's what it feels like.
I think we can make a whole team of 11 players of which Hamza doesn't like. I could pick 2 right now.
Go on then. Pick 2 right now.
Abid and Fahim.
Malik,
right? But I think Abid, is all. We'd all have our own opinions about Abid. Yeah, Malik. Yeah, that you said Shazib. Yeah, I hope that none of us want Malik back in the team ever, or I'm kicking you out of the stream straight away.
Kamran Akmal.
Like, you're gone right now. You're gone right now, pal.
Oh, beautiful! Oh, sorry, went through.
That was a good shot.
Now, how do you make a return though, Hulk?
Who Kamran Akmal?
I'm talking, man.
Whatever.
It's possible. Anything's possible in Pakistan cricket.
Yeah, anything's possible. Yeah.
Yeah. Then you have to support him when he's in the team.
When he's in the team, yeah, I'll want him to do well for the team. But that's one of the things I do. Yeah, I'll support the team and not the players really. Even now, so like, we were talking about Fahim a few minutes ago. The guy's he's got his place in the team, and he's doing well, isn't he?
No, but I think personally, since he's come back, he's done well.
Yeah, yes.
He's done well. So at the end of the day, we shouldn't be like going after a player if he's doing well. If he's not doing well, then you can question him. But he's doing fine. He's doing okay for us. He's doing his part of the job, what he needs to do. So I don't think you should. You need to criticize a player when he's doing his job. What better can you do? Who's doing anything better than what he's doing right now?
What will be interesting is that when I think Shadab's still injured, isn't he? Because then last year in the England series, he was being touted as our all-rounder for the team. So when he does come back, if they can play Shadab and Fahim in the same team, I don't know if that'll work or not. But then you could possibly have a much longer solid batting line, couldn't you?
If he's in test, then maybe Shadab contests with Yasser, maybe, innit?
Depending on where they play.
As a spinner, innit? Because Fahim at the moment, he's done nothing wrong. I think his bowling is good as well. He's nice and tight, and his batting's improved quite a bit. He's scored quite a few runs in the last few tests he's played. So
he's worked with Mohammad Yusuf and he's improved his batting. He just needs to work a little bit with Wasim Akram now, doesn't he? And then with the full complete bowler.
But even in bowling wise, he hasn't been bad. He hasn't leaked heavy runs. He's been pretty tight.
Yeah, he holds up one end.
Yeah.
Do you see that last 5 overs, 1 run?
Yeah, that's the thing. I think that with the new ball around the corner now, it's, is that going to basically mean that more runs are going to be leaked because the ball's going to be coming on easier onto the bat, so it's going to fly through quicker? So even if Rizwan and Fahim hit the ball to the fielder, it's going to go straight through them because of the pace of it.
I feel like Fahim's going to be all right with the new ball. Actually, I'm feeling pretty confident that he looks like he's got. This just means he's going to get out first ball now, doesn't it? But
check it out! It's hit the big time now.
They've actually got tea in there this time.
Have they?
Yeah, I've seen it. I'm sure there was.
Yeah, Bazid's had tea in it.
He buzzing, yeah.
Yeah, Doc. One of these days I want to see you drink some tapal tea, man.
Don't worry, once we get the sponsors in.
Yeah. Next time I go Pakistan, Doc, yeah, I'm gonna get a load just for you.
I tell you, if Tapal Tea want to sponsor this show, I'll do anything. But you're right, actually, Bassids has got it's.
So hang on a minute. So when they do it out in the stands, most of the time they don't even have any jar in it.
I would say all of the time they don't have any jar in it.
Really?
Yeah. You can. I mean, one, you can tell, because you just can, and two, just the way they're drinking it is like they'll just be like that, and you're like, hold on a second, no Pakistani drinks tea like that, do they? It's got to be
It's just funny, man. I don't know why I'm laughing. It's just the Tapal tea. Can't beat it, man.
I just hope that if we get to go to the grounds this summer in England, that there's an ice cream that there's an ice cream sponsor. I'll be all over that.
Almost illegal.
The Kabia Tenapine.
What would be the ideal? Go, Karen.
No, you go.
I was gonna say, what would be the ideal sponsor for us if we're in the ground and someone comes up to us and be like, "Oh, you're gonna be on camera for a couple of seconds. Try it first." What would you want? Is that
go on,
Doc?
Go on, Doc.
I don't know. I'm thinking. I don't know. I wasn't expecting that question this morning.
You put us on the spot.
You know what Doc's thinking about right now? He's thinking about which tea brand do I like? PG Tips, Yorkshire tea.
Maybe I don't know, like a drink or something. I don't know.
Yeah, some kind of curry probably. I don't know, being Pakistani.
Roti all day, like
salad or something.
What delivered to everyone in the crowds in the tiffin box? Yeah.
Yeah. Haji Baba meat or something like that. I don't know.
I remember using my dad's tiffin box back in the days. That was brilliant. That was.
Well, the food prices on the ground as well. I don't mind a bit of curry getting passed around.
I've never bought anything from the grounds food-wise, ever. Because on the one hand, yeah, you waste so much time standing in the queues. Right, so I can't be bothered with that. So I'll just if I don't get anything made at home, I'll just pick something up on the way to the ground.
It's just more kebab and
yeah, that's up there.
But I think that's better. You get more of a thrill having you've made homemade samosas and kebabs.
That wins.
Yeah.
That wins. Farooq Ghani wins with that. Ding Dong has to be the sponsor for sure. Farooq, you win the prize for today. I hope that they start sponsoring Pakistan from now on.
Fun of the match goes to you.
For people who don't, does everyone know what Ding Dong are?
Surely, even I know.
Yeah.
Oh no! Yeah, I do. Yeah.
What are they?
Go on then, Doc. What is it?
You seriously don't know?
Seriously, Doc, you don't?
I don't know. Sorry, apologies.
No way.
You must know.
I think even my daughter knows what that is.
Yeah, go on. What is it?
No, seriously, Doc, you don't know?
No, I don't know. I think we've established.
Okay, let you have a guess in it. Come on, have a guess.
You can ask me again, but
have one guess. Have one guess.
It's going to be the same.
Have one guess in it.
Phone company.
Sorry?
or a doorbell company.
All right, one more guess.
I've got no idea.
It's the chewing gum, Pakistani chewing gum.
Yeah.
What's it called? Ding Dong.
It's like, you know what it is?
Yeah,
whenever anybody goes to Pakistan, it used to be always a thing what somebody used to bring back and give you as a present, for the kids and that. Ding Dong.
I used to get mangoes and another cricket bat that I didn't need. I never used to get Ding Dong.
No, seriously, I don't know.
I'm just laughing at the door company.
Well, it should be.
No, it actually is. It's a door handle. It's a door handle.
Okay, yeah, right.
What is so funny?
I think about 10 years ago, my parents went to Pakistan and my mum said, "Do you want anything?" And I said, "Yeah, can you get me a box of Ding Dongs, please?"
I'm
I'm
legit.
not joking.
I used to get more Shalakamis that I probably wouldn't wear. Another cricket bat would be completely useless for me, and just crates of mangoes.
Yeah,
No
cricket,
ding dong,
cricket
no ding
bikes
dong in my house.
Do you still get dig dogs? I still get them sometimes, you know. You know, when the family go Pakistan, sometimes they do come back.
Yeah, you can still get them.
It's ding dongs,
100%.
and now it's the other ones. You know the I forgot what they're called now.
Are they similar to them?
No, it's not chewing gum. It's these long thingies. I forgot the name of them.
Zombies.
Zombies. That's it. Zombies. Yeah,
nice,
zombies.
yeah.
They're more in now. Zombies.
I haven't seen one of those before.
They're
Yeah,
very
zombies.
tasty though.
Yeah, zombies are in now. There's all different flavors and everything.
I haven't been Pakistan for a while, for years now. I need to go again at some point.
So we're 1 ball to go to the new ball. It's 177 for 5. Score's not really going anywhere. The last 10. Okay, so how many runs in the last 10 overs, everyone? Guess.
13.
10.
11.
10. Wow.
And the 10.
Yeah.
Something like that. I'm sure Cricinfo seems to think it's 10 anyway. So 10 runs in 10 overs. Again, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but if ever there was a time you would think that they were going to maybe cash in, it would be whilst the ball's not doing anything. Equally, like we've said, though, is a single from Rizwan.
1.
2 there? Yeah, there's 2 there.
Is it go 4? Oh. Where's it gone?
No.
3.
3.
3. Good. All right.
There you go. What's the update now, Doc? How much have they scored off the previous 10 overs now?
There you go.
You're gonna need another pair of hands now, aren't you?
I think we need to remind ourselves of the session times if we're not careful here. So Farouk is not. I've not come across Farouk on these on the Watchalong before. So if you're new to us, Farouk, welcome and thanks for joining. And it'd be good to know what your thoughts are on where the game is going. Oh, there you go. And HR Gamer says we're blocking out. We're taking 1-0. Yeah, defensive. Mispa's defensive mindset already. We're going for a 1-0 win. No, we're probably not. I think South Africa have bowled. I think credit where credit's due. Don't you think South Africa bowled quite well this morning?
100%.
They've set good field. Don't forget, we're moaning because the ball goes to the fielder every time, but there needs to be a fielder there in the first place. I think they've set some quite good fields on the offside for Rizwan and for him.
Yeah, 100%.
So what we scored? What 40?
We started the morning. On 145, so we've made 35 runs this morning.
35 runs.
An hour and a half, near enough.
Over an hour and a half.
Which is a bit slow, isn't it?
Sorry, yeah. It is a bit slow. Yeah, you're right. It is
very slow. Have they taken the new ball? Have they taken it?
Yes, looks like it.
No, it's not in his hands. No, I think the umpire's got it in his hands, but the bowler hasn't taken it yet.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Hog.
Nokia's back.
So this will be a testing time for them now.
Mm.
You know, obviously when Nokia takes that new ball, maybe after 1 or 2 balls. I don't know why they do that. Or is that just to kind of get his iron and get his line of length?
I would agree with you if you hadn't bowled for ages and ages, but Nokia was bowling about 45 minutes ago, so it does seem a bit odd. I mean, have they already taken it? I can't see the ball.
I don't think so.
I can't wait to see the edges fly off the bat in the new ball before.
Yeah.
But Shazeb, I hope at that point they don't find the fielders.
Yeah,
exactly.
Oh,
there we go.
Beautiful.
Come on, go for he needs it. There we
now,
go.
When we're about to lose this old ball, we start hitting it.
And here's one needed that though, for sure.
Yeah, that was a really good, nice shot actually. He's on for 13. The score's 184 for 5. Yeah, here we go.
Oh, there we go.
Straight away. No more of that nonsense.
Well, that just means it's going to fly to the boundaries quicker now, doesn't it?
Well, let's hope so.
A few sixes to come as well.
You know, I find it so difficult to just, sometimes when you're playing a team, you obviously you want to beat them, feel like you're a bit of dislike. I just look at Quentin de Kock's face. I just can't dislike that guy. He always looks like he's about to cry.
You're right, Doc, he does.
What about when he got a bit angry to Hassan Ali in the first test?
Yeah, It didn't suit him, did it? It looked like there's always that guy who is not really up for the fight, really, but is just kind of putting it on a bit. But yeah,
Yeah. Didn't you have a fight with Warner? Or was that someone else?
Say again.
Didn't you have a fight with Warner?
Who?
I think De Kock. Or was that someone else?
No, it was. Well, I think on that tour, everyone in the Australian team had a fight with everyone in the South African team. It was a pretty nasty tour. It was the whole sandpaper one, wasn't it? Yeah. It was the one where, the two teams were practicing, and I believe De Kock made a comment about David Warner's wife and her past and all that nonsense, and it really set him off. So, yeah, he's clearly got a maybe he doesn't look quite as nice as I thought.
So here's a question for you, Doc. Then, if De Kock's someone that you can't get angry at, yeah.
Oh, there's that edge for four.
There's one of the edges. The runs are coming now.
That's it. That's what we need. A few of them.
Doc, Jello, that's okay.
Yeah.
Doc, who's Pakistan's equivalent of that then? Someone that you couldn't get angry at, past or present?
Oh, someone you couldn't get angry at. I have to say, I always had a soft spot for Razak's face, Abdul Razak. He just had a face that I couldn't get annoyed at, even when he would, bowl at 65 miles an hour or would, hit one straight in the air or something like that. I couldn't get angry at Razak. He had a nice face. For me, it's just my taste in faces. But yeah, open to any other suggestions.
For me, it was Ajmal. Every time I used to look at Ajmal, he looked so happy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. You know those guys.
For me, it was Mushy, for those of you that remember him, back in the 90s, because he'd always be smiling, and especially like when you get someone out, he'd always be like like that, wouldn't he?
That legendary celebration in the '92 final, especially.
'92 final, I was gonna say, but he took off like that, didn't he?
What about you? Anyone watching any soft spots for any players who could kind of do no wrong? When even the whole world is saying that they've been awful, but you'd kind of stick by them just because you like their face or something about them or their celebration. It'd be good to hear any suggestions from anyone who's watching. Oh, Rizwan not.
He's still finding the fielders. Chill out. We've already got 8 runs now. Or the over's finished now.
Someone needs to do a word count. How many times Chello's been sending this live stream?
So it'll be Rabada from the other end, won't it now?
Well, what was that? Was that a bit of...
Can we have a chat? Yeah.
Let's have a look.
Just on the topic of nice guys.
Yeah, Rizwan had a bit of a chat there with Norkia. I just rewound it very quickly, and I don't think Norkia liked it. We kind of gave him a bit of kind of, what was that? What did you say? It's still carrying on. Fahim seems to find the whole thing quite funny. Good, don't mind a bit of needle between the two teams. It's top level sport.
I just hope it's that frustration from Rizwan that keeps hitting the fielders.
So would you
go on?
So I was going to say, how long? Let's say, hopefully, Rabada and Norkia, like yesterday morning, they don't maybe get any breakthroughs in the first couple of overs. Yesterday, it took them 7 overs in total to give Maharaj the new ball. Do you think they'll do the same again and try and spring a surprise?
Well, just to answer the first part of your question there, Doc. Yeah, yesterday we had Abid to nullify that ball. Today we don't.
Yes. Oh, Fahim was played on that.
Yesterday Abid played a shot exactly like that, didn't he?
But Abid went for 4.
Oh,
he only got 1. So who is the better player? Just saying.
It'll be a good test for him as well. The new bowler, Rabada bowling across.
Yeah.
I said I would have gone for 4 though, man. I was close.
The thing is, if you look at that again, so he's playing away from his body with really no footwork at all. It's not the best shot, is it?
Ooh, that was close. No, leave that.
Oh,
I think he's in frustration probably Rizwan.
How wide was that to waft at?
Come on, patience.
Fame needs a sponsor now on his bat.
Yeah. You know what? I hope he gets ding dong.
I was going to say.
Sponsor.
Looks too plain.
The only weird thing, I think the last time I went to Pakistan, I remember going to one of these small shops here, and there's a grown guy asking for ding dong. It just doesn't work.
Ding dongs, man.
So did you used to have Hubba Bubba as well then?
Yeah, back in the days. But that's
What, Pakistan?
Hubba Bubba's here, and that's the English
here,
version,
yeah.
isn't it?
But still got to be Hubba Bubba now, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, still Hubba Bubba's still going.
So Rabada.
Sorry, Doc. Have you not heard of that rivalry before? Hubba Bubba versus Ding Dong.
Ding Dong, no. Well, clearly I'm Team Hubba Bubba. Clearly.
Forget Man U, Liverpool, Pakistan, India. Tottenham, Arsenal. This is next level.
Yeah.
They've got them tattoos as well, mate. They're always winning.
Oh yeah.
There used to be them other ones, small ones in the round, basically round one. I forgot the name of them now. Used to be small rappers. No, something else.
Do you mean in this country or Pakistan?
Yeah, no, here in the UK.
Like chewing gum.
Yeah, chewing gum. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Used to be some kiddie ones. I forgot the name of them now, but it was basically just like a small wrapper.
Is it Trident or is that not that?
No,
something else.
Somewhere else. I forgot the name of it.
10 away from the 200 mark.
Yeah, it's not exactly been quick progress this morning, has it? But I guess it's not how you get them; it's how many you get.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can inch our way to 200 and then take it from there. We're still very short of kind of the minimum you'd think you would need on this pitch, but I think HR game I mentioned, if we can, get a few contributions from our tail, we could maybe not 350, but maybe 300. I think
we should just take it in small bits, Doc. What do you think? Our first aim, obviously, get to 200, then it might be a little bit more easy than just like 20, knock 20, 10, 20 off each time and just work our way that way, I think.
Yeah.
So that's the chewing gum he's on about.
Is it Bubblicious? Farouk's been on.
It might have been. Basically, it was like a round, small one, yeah. It was a round chewing gum, yeah, and it's like a wrapper on its own single one. I think the colour of it was blue.
Farouk is our go-to guy for chewing gum this morning, isn't he? I mean, he came up with Ding Dong and Bubblicious. So thanks very much.
Is Bubblicious one? Sorry, is Bubblicious one from? Is Bubblicious from Pakistan or is that an English one?
No, UK one.
A UK one. Okay. Did I miss something in the comments for this to come out?
No, this has come from completely nowhere now.
No.
Thanks very much.
It's this one. It's called Angelo Bubbly or something. That's what it's called.
Angelo Bubbly.
Angelo Bubbly, didn't he play for Sri Lanka?
Can you see it?
Just about, yeah.
That one there.
Just about, yeah.
Goodness me, we obviously missed a trick the whole way through. All we've got to do to get the comments going is just start talking about chewing gum, right? They sell Ding Dongs here as well. Anyone had Jubilee? Jubilee, sorry. I don't know, Jubilee. I'm clearly not the right guy.
Hang on, so when Adil, when you say here, is that in the UK?
I've never heard of that before.
Which one?
You can get Ding Dongs in the UK.
There probably is some shops where they sell them for like.
Oh, Rizwan gone for the hook. Oh, he's out.
Fam.
Oh, please.
That's not a new ball dismissal, and it's Norkia bowling at 90 odd. He almost dropped that.
Rizwan, man. Yara fell into the trap, didn't he?
That's frustrating because Rizwan played better than 18 off 68, and he can tell he looks so disappointed. He knows he's fallen for the trap completely, as we say, fallen into the trap.
Nokia's got 3 now. Hassan Ali's come out.
So where do we go from here? So we've got Fahim and Hassan Ali. We've got a new ball.
He dropped it. That just about grabbed it in his arm.
We're only on 190. Do we just go for it here, or do we just play proper cricket shots?
No, go for it.
No, I don't. You can't just go for it. I think Fahim has to stay here throughout. Throughout the rest of the innings. Full stop. He's the one that's got to stay there.
He's right pissed. He's right pissed off. He just thrown his gloves. Did you see that?
The whole innings, I could tell, man, he was getting frustrated slowly.
He was vexed there.
Yeah, Hassan Ali, I don't think will stick around. He's not
going to stick around. But if you remember in the first test, Hassan Ali I think it was in the first innings when he came in, he was just hitting them left, right, center, wasn't he? And he was lucky to not be out for.
Hulk, I'll let you answer that.
Yeah, I saw that before. So Umar Akmal Aman Shazad, otherwise known as Talent and Selfie.
So Nat, it would be good to know, wouldn't it, Naz? What's your reasoning behind that? I just wanna explore the thoughts behind that one. But please get back in touch. Let us know why and how.
Yeah, more than happy to talk about that one. So Adil saying, yeah, you can. Right, next time I'm out to a desi shops, I'm gonna have to have a look for the ding dong. Now I've been missing out.
I think you can get them from like big stores like Pack Supermarket and stores like that.
Okay, I love
mainly in Birmingham and that. Shazable, no.
Yeah, don't even. We go to the England games. I'll get a couple of packets, hand them out to everyone.
Mashallah, man.
What's his catch then? So he
Just about.
almost slips out, doesn't it?
It would be nice if it did.
Yeah. You know how we were talking about if you go to over inshallah, if you go to the games this summer, what would we have instead of the double T? Yeah, when Doc has his first ding dong, we've all got to film it for a vlog and put it onto the story.
All right, deal.
I love them, man.
Yeah.
You know what it is? They taste so nice for like a minute, then they go bland. But that minute you get, it's so nice. You don't understand.
It's worth the high. I mean, I think that's how drug addicts talk, isn't it? But I'm sure you're right.
Doc, I don't know how you're going I don't know how you're going to be able to survive for the next few months without this now that we've told you about Ding Dong.
I know. Well, I might have to get myself on Amazon and see if I can order someone. Even.
Apparently, that's why Jeff Bezos has quit as CEO, because he just couldn't get the Ding Dong deal over the line.
Has he dropped it? No.
No, I think it bounced in it first.
Oh, you can get them from eBay, Doc. $4.99 for the box.
Oh, you can get it for like 100 rupees back home.
Good deal.
Yeah, they're going for $4.99 for a full. I don't know. There'll be 36 pieces in a box.
36 minutes of goodness, then, isn't it?
Yeah.
So this is not the kind of morning we expected. We've lost 45 for 3, having been in such a good position, or quite a good position. I think maybe some people got a bit carried away with how good a position we were in last night, because 145 for 3. It's not like a match-changing or match-winning position by any stretch, but it could turn into one. Or it could have turned into one, and obviously it hasn't, because we've now lost 45 for 3, and the new ball against one set batsman and one kind of tail ender, really.
It's the wickets as well. Sorry.
Go.
The way Babar got out and then the run out and then Rizwan hit it straight to the fielder. It's not like, they've worked hard, the ballers obviously, but it's not like they got us with a good ball. You know what I mean? It's just more of just giving the wicket away, man.
But I wonder how much of the frustration that certainly from a Rizwan point of view, how much of that was the frustration of not getting value for his shots?
I think you could tell. I think you could tell that at the end with the way he threw his gloves. He was obviously frustrated.
And fair play, like we said to South Africa, fair play to them, because they've, at times, for Fahim and Rizwan, who both like driving the ball, they've had like almost extra cover mid-off. They've really kind of plugged that offside. And that frustrates a batsman. And these days, batsmen get frustrated easier and easier.
Farouk's put up a really good stat there, as we said that. Mohammad Rizwan has played 5 hook shots in Test cricket. 5 hooks, 5 runs, and 2 wickets.
Really?
That's a crazy start,
He must have played more hook shots than that. Must have done.
Maybe.
Where are you getting that from? That sounds like something on maybe someone on the kind of thing Mazhar Rashid would put on Twitter or something. We're not saying it's not true, of course. I'm just saying it's very, very surprising. He must have played more hook shots in his hundreds that he's got before, right? No, surely.
They're showing the wickets again.
Any clarification on that, Farouk, would be really helpful. But thanks for that. That's a really good stat. Rizwan knows he's 4 foot tall. What's the point in playing that shot when the trap is set? Well, yeah, it was Ooh,
Shot.
Finally got through.
Love it.
Flashed at one through gully.
Fahim's a guy now, isn't he? He's the main person. He needs to stay till the end. It's good to see, man, how he's improved his batting. I know we mentioned it before, but I feel like we've been missing out for that seaming all rounder for such a long time. Literally, so
I
long.
agree. I agree. It's been a big bugbear of mine that we really haven't replaced kind of Abdul Razak from years and years ago. And the good thing is, so many players come into the Pakistan team and they're at this level and they kind of stay at the level, maybe get a bit worse, maybe get a bit better. But you see so few players improve. It feels like once they hit a slump, there's kind of no way back. But it's really good to see someone like Fahim actually improve his game.
That is beautiful.
Oh,
What a
beautiful.
shot!
That's like a left.
It's good to see, man. Like I said,
That's
That's the thing. Yeah.
left-handed bugger.
that is. It's a good shot.
With the ball being a lot harder now, obviously it's going to fly to as long as it hits in the middle of the bat, it's going to fly. So Shah Gamer says, today's the day of no mania. That's right. But I just want to clarify, is that for his batting or bowling?
Both.
Inshallah.
Just 2 away from 200 now.
Yeah, 198 for 6 after 84 overs. So if you're Hassan Ali now, do you do what you did in the first? Remember that fourth morning of the test where he just went for one and got bowled? Does Hassan Ali go for it, given that?
No, we're not in that position where we just need to go for it and stuff. Or it's a new ball now, yeah. Try and get some runs, but there's no point just to go, 6 sixes. Sorry, Doc.
Oh, is he good enough?
I don't mean that, player Kane Williamson test innings, but stay in for a little bit. You don't need to go for a massive swing of every single ball. Play each ball on its merit. You're there with a new ball, a ball that's going to be moving a little bit. See, something like that, that's fine. You still got to hit it around, so try and get a few singles, ones and twos. But there's no point going, doing the typical cow corner shot every single ball.
If he's gonna play aggressive, they should have just brought Yasser or someone who can control him more, maybe. In terms of defense, maybe Yasser. Well, not defense, but more of control with the bat. I think Yasser's more capable than Hassan, but
I feel like Hassan is a bit of a maverick. He's batting with one of his best mates, Fahim. I'm not saying he will do it. I'm not saying he should do it, but I feel like he might take a chance here. And if it comes off, there's nothing wrong with a bit of counter-attacking. If it comes off,
yeah, that's fine. That's fine as long as you don't do it every ball or every second ball.
Yeah.
And obviously, Hichaga says Nomania is going to be batting all day, so it's still got Nomania to come.
His first class batting record's not that bad, is it?
Who's
seen it? Nomania's.
I don't know.
Isn't it 20s or something? Is that averaging?
Something like that. It's made about 1050s, I think it was. I know he's played a lot of games, but I'm sure it wasn't that bad. I've never seen it.
And by the way, guys, anyone watching, start thinking of ideas for what you want to be asking or talking about in the lunch break, because that's coming up at 7:30. And obviously there'll be no cricket to talk about, so feel free to ask or talk about anything you like, and we'll have a chat, an off the cuff chat.
So just to give you an example.
Ding dongs.
So just to give you an example of what we spoke about yesterday, we spoke about the Renaissance, the PIA flight experience. Is Imran Khan doing a good job as Prime Minister?
COVID vaccine.
COVID vaccine. Inflation, unemployment. What else did we talk about?
Oh, well kept out.
I can't remember the
other. I like how those topics are broad, all different types.
We talked about what would you say to your 20-year-old self? What advice would you give to someone in their, I think, was it late teens, early 20s?
Yeah.
I'm still in my early 20s.
There you go. You should have listened to it then. At what age should you not get married? So yeah, a whole range of topics there.
But obviously, it's very much guided by the comments and what people want to talk about. So we'll talk about anything within reason. So have a think, jot a few ideas down if you like in the comments. All is good.
So 198 for 6 now. We've got about just under 45 minutes to lunch. If we're still batting at lunch, what score would you want to go in at lunch from here onwards?
Around.
So sorry, before you answer that, so 45 minutes is probably going to get us about, what, 9, 10 overs, I think?
Yeah, 9 overs, depends upon, spin. It's probably going to be pace, isn't it? So maybe not quite as many, yeah.
So go on then, what do you reckon?
If no wickets are lost, I've got a feeling these two will make more runs because of how they play and how Fahim's playing so well. Probably around 220 to 25 maybe. So I'm judging that on the batsmen are there right now, Hassan and Fahim. If Hassan does get anything pitched up wide, I think he will slash at it with the way he plays. So if no wickets are lost, hopefully we can get around 225 before the lunch break.
What about you, Carl? What do you reckon?
Yeah, I think around between 220 and 230.
So 225.
They should get that really.
I think coming into what will be 145 for 3 at the start of this day, it's either whichever way you look at it, it's it's a massive letdown. When we were looking at score over 300 minimum at the start of the day, it's a big letdown. But yeah, you want to be edging as close as possible to that 250, just to kind of have that. What do you reckon, Doc?
Yeah, I think we're about 232 for 7 maybe. Maharaj has come on, so they've only given it 5 overs of the new ball. Here we go. Right, so we'll need to save this comment for later. John Cena, obviously, this wrestler. John Cena.
Oh yeah.
That's mad.
Really? I didn't hear about that.
I saw it on Twitter a few days ago, and then I googled it, and apparently it's in some media outlets.
That's crazy.
It's only in a couple, so it's not mainstream yet. So I don't know.
What did you make of Edge, Finn Balor, and Pete Dunne? Edge might go for Finn. Okay, so we'll talk about the decisions that Edge needs to make, having won the Royal Rumble. So that's one thing we'll talk about, Adil, if you like, and it'd be good to get your views in due course as well. Thanks for that.
I can tell Hulk's a big wrestling fan.
I was back in the 90s, or when wrestling was real.
So who is into wrestling? Who does watch wrestling at the moment, apart from me?
You watch it now? You watch it
now?
Then.
Yes.
Did you watch it? You're joking.
Okay. Hold on a second. Where's the surprise in this? Yes, of course.
I think last time
I watched it now and then.
About 15, 20 years ago, maybe, I think.
No, it's brilliant. Shazab, you still watch, yeah?
Now and then I do, yes.
No.
Be honest.
Honest to God, when it comes to like the big main events like WrestleMania, all that kind of stuff, do you get what I'm trying to say to you? I do watch it, but since
Royal Rumble, I still remember Royal Rumble.
Wait. So we're gonna have to hold this conversation to lunch, yeah. So wait 40 minutes, yeah. All I'll say passing is Shazab.
I can't I won't be here at lunch.
Shazab, or we'll do it coming up to lunch, yeah. But Shazab is still a kid, so he's allowed to. Doc will come to you during lunch.
Yes.
I'll deal with you later.
Don't worry, Doc, I got it back.
Thanks very much.
Morning, Adam. Good to have you back with us. So I think we've gone to another drinks break now. So what's everyone made of the morning so far? We've got about 40 odd minutes left for lunch. What do you think?
And
obviously,
Adam, if you want any more life advice, Adam, at lunchtime, feel free. Let us know any issues. More than happy to try and help. Advice was so good.
Or on the other side, Adam, feel free to give us any life advice as well.
Yeah. And we might have the England deal. Just getting to your question, we might have the England-India game on in the background as well, just to see what's happening there, because they'll be in the middle of their afternoon session. So we'll have a bit of a chat about that, depending on how it goes. Obviously, that game is not quite as far forward as this one, so it's 70 odd for 2 England, I think, in their first innings. Do we need another drinks? Is this a drinks break? And if it is, what do we need another drinks break? We've got lunch in half an hour, for goodness sake, and you've got an hour's lunch.
I think we always expected to have 2 drinks break, didn't we? How long was the session? 2 hours and was it 2 hours 40? Yeah, 2 hours 45 minutes, isn't it? It's almost 3 hours.
It's only 45, but it's only 45 minutes longer than a normal session.
No, it's not. It's 45 minutes longer.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, 45 minutes longer than a normal session.
Doc, I shouldn't be the first one to tell you how important it is yet to make sure that your body's was hydrated.
It's a cold morning in Rawalpindi. Just get on with it, lads. Come on. And also,
you sound like Brumble.
Someone's bringing out gloves and a drink every 10 minutes anyway. I mean, I'm not someone who gets in a twist about over rates and all that, because most games end up with a result anyway. You don't lose much, but I don't know. I just feel like if you're going to start 15 minutes early and then have like a 7-minute drinks break, you've kind of negated the whole point of starting early.
Yeah, true.
That's something we can talk about in lunch. These games coming up in football.
I can't wait for that.
Yeah. Adam gets going upstairs. I don't know if that is something you want to talk about later on. Is that in the health advice section? I don't know if that could be happening, my friend.
And bear in mind, Shazib, you can only talk about topics if someone on the one of the viewers actually suggests it. You can't just make up football topics and yourself.
Yeah. Say no more. Don't worry. I'll be ready for it. Somebody better mention the Chelsea game yesterday.
It's not hard, Shazib. Just log on to YouTube. Yeah, put your name or something different. Just put the comment. That's it. It's easy.
Why just comment myself on my own account?
Yeah, exactly.
Who we've got? So we've got Imi coming on, and we've got Shazad as well. I don't know when they're coming on. Probably at some point during the lunch break or after lunch. I'm not sure. What about you guys, Cal and Hulk? Are you sticking around during lunch, or are you?
No, I'm gonna be going around about 7:20 because I'm depressed, so about 20.
I'm gonna.
I can come back if you want, but I'll be going at 7:20 if you need me.
I'm going to duck off for about 5 minutes in a little bit, just to pray, but then I'll come back. But how long I stay on, it really depends on whenever the kids wake up.
Yes. Yeah, of course. So we're back after a pointless drinks break. It's 199 for 6. Fahim on strike, Nokia and Maharaja, I guess they're probably bowling from the other end, isn't he? So they're going with pace and spin with this new ball.
I'm surprised they took Rabada off though, but then I suppose Nokia's got he's the one with the wickets, really. Yes. But they did that yesterday as well, didn't they? Where Maharaj came on after about 7 overs, I think, with the new ball as well.
Nice, 200s up. His timing has been so good so far this innings for him.
Yeah. Well, Hassan's still on 0.
He's doing what he has so far.
Sorry, Akal?
How many balls have you been bowled on your side?
86.2.
Okay.
Who the hell is that?
Scoreboard guys.
I said on the Blaze. No lie.
I don't know. I might have been.
Could be. $201 for 6. We just need that 100 more from somewhere.
They just plod along in it. Just scrape wherever they can now.
So Hassan's played 12 balls and he hasn't gone for a massive swing yet. So as a lower order batsman, tail ender, you're interested to see how long he can actually last before he goes for that. Because the ball is coming onto the bat nicely. Now it's only 6.5 overs old.
35 minutes till launch. Just need to survive, if you know what I mean. Shot.
Beautifully played.
Oh, I went straight to the guy though.
Oh.
That's one thing. His timing's on point. That's what's good to see.
Yeah. Good.
If he did a bit, that was nice. Nice little flick.
He was in the air for a while though.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. We hit it a bit harder. Oh, game over. Come on, Hassan. No brainless batting.
Got a couple of balls to face. Looks like they're moving the field around for him. I wonder if they're going to ball. They might try a short ball at him and try and get him the way that they did. That they did Rizwan. See, they've got someone down the boundary down there as well.
Around the wicket as well.
Hassan doesn't mind a bit of a swipe now and again, does he?
Yeah, see, they did it. They set the trap up for him the same way. Hassan's a bit too clever for that. See, the problem with that where they showed Noki just bowling. Did you see that? Yeah. But you see that Hassan, when he ducked it, he left his bat up in the air. And I've seen it a few times in the past where the ball still, it just takes the edge from the bat there.
Look, he has been a bit feisty, isn't he?
Yeah, it looks like there is a bit of needle between the players now. Which obviously we all like to see as long as it's kept within its limits.
Ooh, that went right.
Straight through him, cut him in half.
Nokia's got no idea how that wasn't out. It almost bowled him.
You just want Hassan, to start clapping him now for that ball.
202 for 6, 87 overs gone.
What are you laughing at?
Just clapping.
I think Adil made a comment there about the Liverpool game. We'll talk about it. We'll have it all covered.
Oh yes, because Leipzig can't play at home. Yeah, we'll talk about that. Although, as a United fan, I don't really like talking about the Champions League at the moment. So, or Leipzig, to be fair.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think Hassan's gonna, for some odd reason, he's going for a shot here against the spinner.
He's going for it. That's it. Next ball 6.
Yeah, but the only thing is, none of us know which next ball Carl's on about.
Yeah. Oh,
there you go.
He went for the swipe across
mid there.
Bisected the field.
He's gone for 3. Is that 3? Good running that.
Yeah, 3. Yeah.
Good running. Yeah, keep him on strike.
So I was going to say, he's got the shots. Hassan has.
Yeah,
especially against the spinners. That's log sweep he plays.
That's the thing. As fans, we want him to take a risk but don't get out, but score runs, but don't get out, but keep the scoreboard ticking along. It's sometimes we want everything, don't we?
Just want to win, basically.
Yeah, just win. But
no matter how it comes.
Yeah. It's funny, since Maharaj got like 2 for none, I don't want to jinx it, sorry, but he's actually not picked up a wicket or looked that threatening.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
And they showed a graphic yesterday, and actually his degree of turn from the first spell to the second spell was a lot less. Actually, it turned less as the kind of the day went on. So that's just a weird one that happened yesterday morning. The first couple of balls just turned quite sharply, and then after that, we haven't really seen much of it.
Probably as the ball got older, and then it was less grip, less bounce, less turn.
And obviously, some of it is speed rate as well. You tend to the quicker you bowl, the less turn you're going to kind of get. So, that's a fairly comfortable over seen off there.
Yeah, so padded up ready.
Our test centurion in number 9.
That's how good our batting is. Test centurion.
Yeah, that's how good our batting is at 206 for 6. I'm just going to duck out for about 5-10 minutes. I'll be back.
Okay.
Right.
So Nokia back on again to Hassan. So I wonder if they'll keep going with this kind of
He's going around the stumps, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing you can do, obviously, is you can set the field for the short one and then... Oh!
What?
That's an under edge that's gone.
That was very awkward.
Did he get 4?
No, it's been stopped by, I think, Elgar at first tip. I think our tactic in... Oh, sorry, Duplessis, apologies. It seems like our tactic in this game is just to break as many South African fingers as we can so that none of them
Good idea, but...
can battle bowl.
We still need them to bowl to us, don't we?
Adil says Lahore News and 24 News HD have reported the Cena stuff. Okay, interesting stuff.
Oh.
We'll come on to that then. Talk about John Cena's greatest hits at lunchtime.
Yeah, they're really showing the feeling pretty well, to be fair. South Africa, credit to them.
Yeah, no, I think they've set good fields and they fielded very well. Obviously, the run out was a brilliant one, wasn't it? The kind of the direct hit from Bavuma. So, yeah, no, fair play. And that's the thing you always get with the South African team. They're always kind of good fielding, a good fielding team.
Even I could tell they got a plan.
Yeah.
Don't fall for the hustle.
Yeah, Ramiz is saying that he's got to fight it out rather than just kind of swipe for one, because obviously, you know, the message it sends back to the dressing room, and it's a good point. You don't want to make it look like that. You know, this guy's unplayable to the guys that are sitting in the pavilion.
Exactly.
He's bowling very, very, very well.
Yeah, if he picks up one more, it's on his 4th wicket. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
3 balls to survive. That's it. That's all we need, man. Just
that's what he's going to do. He's just see it off and let Fahim take the bulk of the strike or try and score the bulk of the runs. It's a difficult little position we've got ourselves in here.
Pakistan cricket. It's going to happen.
The other thing I would say with Nokia is that he must be into his... I mean, they took the new ball after pretty much 80 overs and we're 88.4. So what's he got? Maybe a couple of overs left in it? The other thing, as a batsman, you always know, especially a big, tall, fast bowler, he's only going to be able to go flat out 90 miles per hour for a relatively short period of time. So if you can see it off and tire him out, then either his speed's going to drop or someone else will come on.
Yeah, exactly that. Exactly what he said. Just play him simple, no rush shots, and don't do what Rizwan did, basically.
Yeah.
The weather looks nice out there.
Yeah, it does now, doesn't it? Cal, I'm going to let you take that one, just in case.
Anyone watch dramas on Harpal Geo? Nah, sorry, bro.
So, are you sure about that?
No, serious, I don't. I barely watch TV, only when cricket comes on.
Yeah, Adil, we might struggle with that one. But feel free to let us know what's so good about it. We can cobble something together, I'm sure.
Yeah, get him off. You don't need him. Okay.
Yeah, so that's the end of the over. 206 for 6, 89 overs gone. Fahim 36 off 78 has played really well, actually.
He has, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to jinx him or anything, but like I said before, I'm so glad to see someone like him step up. You know what I mean? Obviously, you're not going to expect hundreds from every game, but, you know, to make a contribution low down the order, it helps a lot.
And if the pitch isn't turning quite as much as it did yesterday, because that was maybe just a bit of a freak, then he might have a bit of a role to play with the ball as well.
100%. 100%.
You've got Maharaj onto Fahim. Ooh. Bit of bounce there, which is what made the sweep shot difficult. See, any pitch, any ball that bounces a touch is going to make sweeping dangerous.
I think our spinners are in trouble. They're going to trouble him, I think.
Think so?
I think so.
Say again, Joe. I didn't hear what you said. Sorry.
I said I think our spinners will trouble them.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, the thing about, obviously, if you prepare a pitch that turns square straight away, then obviously you bring both teams' spinners into it. Whereas if you prepare a pitch that only turns a bit, so that only kind of, top class spinners can, or those who are used to bowling in those conditions, can actually extract some turn from the pitch, then hopefully you give yourself a bit of advantage. So I'm hoping that will maybe work in our advantage in this game.
Well, it's Friday today as well, isn't it? So it'll be extended. Will it not be extended?
Oh, just about. Ooh.
That was a dangerous sweep shot that went for 4. Yeah, so Cal, it's all there, man. There's a 1 hour lunch break, and then a normal 2 hour second session.
Take.
I honestly thought he was gone there for some reason.
The
way he floated up, I thought he would go straight to field.
That's the thing, because obviously the new ball's going to bounce a bit. So even with a full ball there, you're risking it with the sweep shot.
He's never really been a sweeper, has he, for him? Not to my memory.
Not really. No. I don't know.
More of like a puller, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, he let that one go, didn't he? He was tempted to sweep that one as well.
Yeah, it's good that he left. You could tell he's batting with, mind. It's a good brain.
And this is the thing, when you bat at 7, you're going to have to bat with the tail. So he's got to be smart about things. And at some point Hassan will probably get out, and then at some point he'll be batting with maybe batting with 10 or 11. And at that point, maybe his mindset changes and he does start going for a few more risks. But I think at the moment, Fahim just needs to play normal cricket, and tail-enders want to maybe have a bash. Okay, fine, maybe if you feel confident, but Fahim's got to bat properly until we're 8 down, and then I think Fahim's going to have to go into kind of T20 mode, as it were.
Yep, absolutely. Just keep going with where they're going. They just got 23 minutes.
Yeah.
Until lunch. If we don't lose a wicket until then, we'll take it, man. We'll probably be on about 2:30 as well. Maybe.
Yeah.
He should have swept that. It was there to be swept, I think.
Yeah, but there's been a couple one that he top edged and one that he almost got a glove on and almost got out. Maybe he's not feeling quite so confident in the sweep at the moment. Rabada's back on for Norkia, so there you go. I mean, Hassan kind of saw him off there, didn't he?
Yep, job done. Now, nothing stupid because.
Yeah, Rabada tends to be a bit skiddier. And we'll probably pitch it up a bit more.
Lunch break.
So we've now had 90 overs. So essentially, we've had 1 day's worth of cricket, and we're 210 for 6. So obviously, because of the bit of time that was lost in the game, we are slightly behind.
Leave that.
You don't get many draws in Test cricket anymore, and unless weather's involved, just because bowlers around the world are pretty good, and batting teams are less patient than they used to be. But as long as the weather stays away, I don't see this one being a draw either, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree. Especially with the last game, it only took us 4 days. Yeah, I don't see a draw in here. So there will be a winner, I think. Hopefully that'll be us.
Oh no! Hassan,
Living dangerous, man, Hassan.
Yeah, he was just driving on the up there, and it kind of spooned up towards mid-off cover area.
Did he get 4?
No, he got 1, I think. I mean, to be fair, it's in the gap, so just probably not the execution he would have wanted, and he almost got cleaned out by the throw as well from Elgar.
They just need for him on strike. It'll feel more safe. England game must be back on, isn't it? Any updates that deal? This is watching.
Yeah, so we've got it here. They are 77 for 2, England.
Not bad.
So they lost 2 wickets in relatively quick succession. Dom Sibley's there on a thrilling 28 off 107, but hey.
Oh, wow.
First day of the Test match, so there's nothing wrong with that. And Joe's batting with Root, and I think Burns and Lawrence are the 2 lads that got out.
Yeah, Burns made 33.
He's lost that. He's been hit on his arm somewhere, I think. on the shoulder. I think possibly on the shoulder. So he totally lost it. He looked like he was going to go for the pull or the hook, and then he just kind of ducked out at the last minute, and it ended up wearing one.
Assalamu alaikum, guys.
Did you see that, Hulk?
I didn't see the ball. I've just seen it now that the medical stuff are coming on. What did he get? A bouncer into the shoulder?
Yeah, just kind of looks like he just lost sight of.
I'll quickly go and come back. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Oof.
Ooh, on his shoulder.
At least it was on the fleshy part of his shoulder.
Well, possibly. You've got I don't know. You've got your whatever this hoodie's called. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. You've got.
Don't worry. I've got it covered. I think it just missed his scapula.
That's the one. That's the one.
Doc, anytime you've got any questions problems or something, don't feel free to give me a ring whenever you want, man. I'm here for you.
Any referrals or anything like that?
Don't worry. I'll give them some desi Ilaj.
Yeah. Which is what Fahim looks like he's getting at the moment.
He looks very happy.
Yeah. Oh, let's have a look. Right, Hulk, we might need you for this one. I don't know. This is for our lunchtime chat about dramas on Geo, I think.
I don't know why you think you're going to need me for that. The person you need for that is Imi.
Okay, well, Imi will be around. So I don't know if you're joking there or not. Will Imi know about this kind of stuff?
I think Shazad will surely know.
Yeah, Shazad will know. But I don't think Shazad is going to. Let me just check when Shazad is actually going to come. 1 second.
Storyline, the new drama called Khudar Muhammad going to clash with. Oh my God, Adil, poor guy, man. Adil's got dramas clashing with each other.
Just watch a bit of both if you can. One on your laptop.
Also, Adil, I think the T20s are going to be on around that time as well on the 12th. So, what's your plan? How are you going to navigate your way around that?
1 second. Where's Shazad's times?
So if Shazad is on, I think Shazad might be the guy to help us with that one.
Surely.
Oh no, Shazad's going to be on from 8:30 today, so he won't be here for that.
Oh, okay.
Won't be here for during lunch.
Oh, well, we might have to carry that over into the next session then.
Yeah. So we've got 15, 16 minutes left. We've definitely got a real crack at getting to lunch with the innings still intact, haven't we?
Yeah, hope so.
Oh, you can see that on the screen. Hotel Park Lane. Behind the Imran Khan enclosure. Did you see it? You rewind it, Doc. Behind the Imran Khan enclosure, Hotel Park Lane. That's the one to stay out. That
looks very swish, that does.
I was actually looking at a few weeks ago some Airbnbs just in Lahore and Pindi, like the 3, 4, 5 bed villas. Some reasonable prices, for when we finally do a Stani army takeover of Pakistan.
Oh, good work.
Inshallah, one day.
Inshallah, when you go a tour around the country. You know what would be great if you were able to, because I think in October, everyone's going to submit their bids for the next cycle of the World Tournament. He went for that straight to the fielder again.
He didn't really do any of that.
If she can get a world tournament, a World Cup in Pakistan, that would just be absolutely legendary. On the one hand, I've always wanted to do a tour of Pakistan, to go around, because there's so many beautiful places in Pakistan, especially like the mountainous areas as well. And then obviously matching that up with cricket, and as long as they've got internet, you don't need to take any holidays.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Doc. When we do go to Pakistan for the tour, you can have as many ding-dongs as you want.
I was going to say, yeah.
They're literally cheap there as well.
You can do what did he say? Sorry, when we go, you can
when we go have a tour to Pakistan, inshallah, one day, you can have as many ding-dongs as you want.
Yeah.
I'll be taking my hubba bubbas with me. So 212 for 6 is the score now. Fahim on strike to Maharaj.
Looking solid still.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but this spinner with the new ball, it's not. I feel like it's one of those experiments that you give it a go, you give it a bit of a go, and if it works, great. If it doesn't work,
I feel like he wants Hassan on strike, and he wants Hassan to play loose stroke. And he's played a few, hacks, and he hasn't been on strike that much to Maharaj so far. So one of those ones.
I think because it worked in the first innings, Doc. When Maharaj came on after 7 overs, and then every ball was doing something. But it'll be interesting when it comes to our turn to bowl. How early is it going to be before we bring spin on? I'd be surprised if we bring spin on within the first 10 overs, really.
Yeah, I would have thought so. I mean, I think what was it? I'm trying to think. In the last game, did we bring Yasser got a crack with the new ball at some point? I think. But
how new is new though?
No, well, exactly. Yes, no, exactly. I think we'll go with Hassan and Shaheen, and there's no need to be too funky with all this stuff.
Yeah.
Now, South Africa have done what really, really annoys me, okay? So they've got Fahim Ashraf on strike, right? And they've got one slip in. You've got a new ball that's, how many overs? 12 overs old. You've got a number 7 batsman in. Why don't you have an attacking field? I don't understand that. A lot of teams do this. They almost stop trying to get the set batsman out.
Yeah.
Even in Hassan, they got one slip, have they?
I think with Hassan, it looks like they might have a couple now.
Right, 2, yeah, I just seen that.
There's a nice juicy gap between the keeper and the first slip, though.
Yeah.
Lovely gap, that is.
Is Hassan keep getting in the way of these throws, or are they aiming for him? Because that's like the 3rd time that Hassan's nearly been hit by something. Look, they've got the session times on screen. Obviously, miles behind us. We've had our session times on since this morning.
Ahead of the game.
Forget watching the cricket, guys. You might as well stay with us. We're more up to date.
Yeah, of course. And we can tackle real life issues such as, is it true that in Pakistan, once they know your English, you get massively ripped off? Well, we might get a moment to talk about that kind of stuff, I guess, and experiences of going to Pakistan, personal or family.
And then Doc can get ready that, Shazib said that ding dongs are 100 rupees in Pakistan.
Yeah.
We don't want Doc to get ripped off for 200-300 rupees, do we?
It might be even cheaper than that. Who knows?
They were showing the Azhar Mahmood enclosure as well. I just wonder.
Pulled away.
Finally, no fielder. Very good shot. Gap. It wasn't just in the gap, Shazib. It was as if he was aiming for the Honda Civic. Maybe that's how you win it. Hit the car, win the car.
Get the car, win the car.
Nah, but he's looking so good for him, man. Good to see.
Yeah.
I would like to ask Hamza his opinion now.
Adil, where are you based? You must be based over here, I'm presuming. You must be, right? So, T20's at 10:30 in the morning. So that will give you enough time to watch the T20, have a bit of a rest, get a bite to eat, and then watch your dramas. So,
yeah, sorry. So it's 10:30 a.m. here.
Yes.
So in Pakistan, that's going to be what, 3:30, I think.
Oh, so that's chopped on.
Almost played on.
But Pakistan, that'll be 3:30 then, because as you said, Doc, I'm not sure whether it deals in the UK or over in Pakistan or anywhere else for that matter.
Yeah, no, I think Adil. Yeah, no, you're right. I'm not. It'd be good to know, Adil, where you are based. You were mentioning about Channel 4 and stuff earlier, so maybe.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. We presume based here, but yeah, feel free to let us know. Currently watching India versus England, 89 for 2. Yeah, fair. Is it 89? Oh, my quick info must be a bit slow then. I've only got 81 for 2. Fair enough. And careful for him.
Relax for him. He must have 50.
Hello. How are we saying that? Silver Rahul. All right. How's it going? Always good to see new viewers, new people joining in. Feel free to follow us on Twitter.
And like, share, subscribe on YouTube as well, please.
All that stuff. So, anyone who's new and just logging in and watching, it'd be good to know where you're based, where you're watching this game from, where you're watching us from as well. And yeah, feel free to follow us and find out more about Stani Army.
Yep. So just for Silver Rahul, what we're going to be doing over the lunch period from which is in 10 minutes from 7:30 to 8:30, is we'll basically be doing the Ask us anything, where you can literally just talk about anything. So Silver, the question that you're answering there, we're going to talk about that in the lunch period in about 10 odd minutes as well.
Oh, Hassan swiped over mid wicket for 2, probably.
Yeah.
Good fielding, Boomer. He's a good fielder, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, Hassan's going to go for the spinner, isn't he? They've got their reach South Africa, got him on strike.
Yeah, that's true. This is what they would have wanted.
Yeah.
Then again,
Now that we're
get
10
some
minutes
runs.
away from lunch, even though Hassan has got all the shots and probably could get a quick 20, what are we saying? Just play for lunch or go for it nonetheless?
Play for lunch.
Play for lunch.
100%. Play for lunch.
Nah.
Why not tea? Why don't you play for lunch? You want to play
Oh,
for tea?
Oiga na lunch tea.
You lot spoke too soon. That's what it was.
Yeah, you came back and they lost a wicket. That's what happened.
I've been back 5 minutes.
Whatever.
Now, I'm just talking about how much the ball's not turning and to get rid of Maharaj because it's not doing anything. That turned a bit, didn't it? Turned enough.
It did turn. It did, yeah.
So it shows what I know.
So this is what I mean. He should just come and play his natural game that I lay.
8 off 29, 221 for 7 in the 94th over. We might be bowling relatively soon after lunch, I think, at this rate.
Yeah. If you look at what is our scoring rate, what is that, about 2.5, under 2.5 and over, 2.445, something like that.
But today it's barely 2 and over.
I think we're just losing those 2 wickets at the top of the day, really, wasn't it? Barber and Fawad, because you'd imagine that if those 2 had stayed in, we'd be looking at easily between 250 to 300, inshallah, going into lunch now. But
and
we are where we are. What can you do?
Barber wouldn't be going at 2 and over, would he?
So Adil saying that he's from Small Heath.
No, I am as well.
Is that Birmingham? Oh, there you go.
Yeah, same area.
Is that your other account that you've?
Yeah, I've been exposed.
Yeah, Birmingham, bro.
You never know. You two might know each other. You might have bumped into each other at some point.
Who knows? Who knows?
Or you might bump into each other this evening when you both go to get your ding dong supplies.
Come, let's go, Adil. Al Halal supermarket issues happen.
Omar saying this session our run rate is it been that low? This
No, it's not been
session
that low,
can't be that bad, can it?
No, because we started on 50 with 55 plus 21. We've got 76 runs this morning, so I don't think it's that low because they haven't bowled 76 overs. So
does that mean the past 10 overs then?
Possibly, yes, almost certainly. No, because the last 10. No. Sorry, the last 10 overs have been about 30 runs. So, although I'm not quite sure on that one, but it has been slow. And then there's a mention as well about the Bangladesh West Indies game. So I think yesterday West Indies closed. West Indies closed on about 70 odd for 2, and they're now 230 for 5 in response to Bangladesh's 430. I don't know how to pronounce that name, so I'll call you. I'm not going to call you anything. That's very good. You almost got me saying something I don't want to there. So if everyone wants to maybe say the name of that user in their head, but not on camera, you'll see why I'm reluctant to say Lars' name. Thoughts on Bangladesh West Indies? So I think once Bangladesh got 430, it was always going to be uphill for West Indies, but they're making a fight of it. So we'll leave that one, we'll crack on. But any new viewers on the stream, always good to know where you're from and what your thoughts are on this game or any other game that's going on in the world. There's a lot of Test cricket on at the moment, which is good. And there was a mention the other day of when was the last time Pakistan, India, and Bangladesh all played Test cricket literally at the same time, 3 games going on, and I can't remember.
Did you see Brathwaite yesterday? He was batting with the helmet on. He had his sunglasses on as well, and he was batting. I don't know if you've seen it.
I didn't see that.
That was something that I've never seen before. How many 5 minutes?
Oh, that's
That's
nice.
50.
beautiful.
50. Well done,
Well
Taylor.
played, man.
Beautiful.
Well done, lad.
Keep going, keep going.
Haters going to hate, but you can't deny Fahim has really done well with the bat since he's been back.
100%. Since he's come in since the New Zealand tour. So really, since you got, what was it, 91 in that first innings?
Ish, something like that, wasn't it? Yeah.
The fact that he played that shot even after 4 minutes into lunch and just a wicket, it just shows.
I think it's good that obviously he's going to go into lunch.
Oh, that should be
straight to the fielder again. I think it's good that obviously he's going to go into lunch having got the 50.
Yeah.
At least he's not going to have that that psychological thing. Oh, I need to get to 50 now. He's done that now, but now he needs to see how close he can, inshallah, get to that. Get to the 100.
Keep going, son.
King Rana Fahim by Umar there. Assalamu alaikum, Umar.
So
Umar, if you've got any live questions that you want us to answer for you, please let us know. We're 2-3 minutes away from lunch. I know we spoke about some life issues that you were going through yesterday. We'll be more than happy to answer them here on the live stream to the world.
Umar.
Oh, has it finally showed up in your stream now as well, Cal? Umar.
I didn't know which Umar it was. You see, there's a few Umars.
Right.
There's Omar, there's Umar. There's a few in there.
I mean, that's an easy one, Umar. But yes, we can talk about pizza toppings if you like. Well,
in the gap.
Oh, what a shot!
Shabash.
They've got two men
Can't hear you clap, yeah.
deep square leg, and he's bisected them.
Can't hear you clap.
I can't clap too loudly because I'm going to wake the whole house up.
We're in control of that as well, nicely.
That's it. We're going to see some shots. We're going to see some shots now.
And the important thing was that he kept it down. He played it down as well. There's no chance of being caught.
Come on, 3 minutes.
Rana's going to hit a few sixes and fours.
229 for 7. 95th over. 2 balls left of this over.
Ooh.
I
told you between 220 and 230.
You'll get one more over in?
Yeah. It might be just me, but I just realized the SA at the right, and I looked at it and it reminded me of Stani on me. I've just seen that now. I don't know why. How have you seen that?
Stani on me.
We are the official on-screen sponsor of PCB's coverage.
Fine, Bulwan.
1 over, Yasser. Come on, survive it. It should be maybe 1, maybe 2. Who knows? It's a spinner, so.
Ooh.
That's a good shout, Shazib. I'm going to tweet that from the Stani Army account saying that we're the official sponsor.
Yes, we finally made it.
No, the PCB have finally made it.
Yeah, it should be the last over. It has to be.
Yeah. Is it going to be pace or spin though?
Guessing it's going to be spin. Maharaj to Yasser.
Yeah, Maharaj. Yeah, Maharaj. So 6 balls at Yasser.
Come on, Yasser.
Spinner to spinner.
Relax.
No, Doc. Spinner to Yasser. Get it right. So Umar saying, still a bit concerned with struggling to get to 300 regularly. 100%, definitely. When you look at yesterday, what we were 30 odd for 3, I think. Then we recovered to 145 for 3 by close of play, which is what we started on today. And we were saying at the start of the day that we're easily going to double this, but we lost those 2 quick wickets. Then we kind of got into a bit of a rut, and we are where we are. But we're 229 for 7 now. 4 balls left to lunch. There's still a chance that hopefully, inshallah, we can get to at least 2.
Get
to 250. But yeah, you're right. But we just need the button to start clicking from top
Starts
to
from the
bottom,
openers,
really.
doesn't it? I know we've mentioned it a lot, but
Mm.
the openers keep going early. It gets difficult to get that 300, 350 mark, man.
Yeah. Because then you're always kind of chasing the game, aren't you? You're always on the back foot.
Yeah, big slaps will come. Hope not. Yasser he's not the type of guy. Well, I'm guessing.
Hulk should know this one. Has PC been in contact, Hulk?
So they know about us and we know about them.
One day, inshallah.
No, we are. They are aware of us as a Pakistan fan supporters group for cricket. And then let's just see where the future takes us, inshallah.
That should be lunch.
Is that lunch? Yep. Bale's taken off. 229 for 7. So what was that, Doc? Was 80, 85, 84?
84, yeah, I think. I mean, it's so again, it's funny how these numbers come back to you. I reckon 229 is what we had to chase in the Champions Trophy 2013 game against South Africa. But if anyone fancies checking that out, then feel free.
I'm sure you pulled one of these on before as well, Doc. I think was it last test?
Yeah, I know. It's just these random numbers that just come. They just kind of come back to you. In fact, I'm going to look it up. Let's see. Talk amongst yourselves for 10 seconds while I check this out. See if I'm a weirdo who remembers things like this.
Well, we've got a question here from Adam for Kalia, but I'll just let Doc go through this, find these numbers first, and then we'll come to that. Because I think, Adam, this is a question that we all want to know. You know, how the other half, well, not how the other half live, how Cal lives. How can we be like Cal?
Oh, no, it was 234 for 9. 227 is a score as well from somewhere. Anyway, go on. Yeah, right. So it's lunchtime, 229 for 7. Go on, Cal, take it away.
You just got to pay the price, innit? That's it. Simple.
What?
There's no other way. Obviously, that's the only way you can get it. You got to pay the price.
No. Let me answer this for you, Adam. Yes, you want to be. How can I be a baller like California, but travel first class on PAA? If you got the money to travel first class on PAA,
okay. Let me be more.
No. Wait. Let me finish that. If you got travel first class, travel first class on PAA, travel on another airline, bro. Go on, Carl.
What? So, which one? Travel first class or travel on another airline?
You answer it.
Is that what you're asking?
No, well, he's asked the question there, hasn't he? How can I be a baller like you and travel first class on PAA?
I've just told you, innit? There's nothing special about it. You just got to pay the money and pay travel first class.
Come on, bro.
Nothing special. There's nothing special. Yeah. I've just told you it's okay. There's no other thing speciality about that. If you pay the money, you go in first class. If you don't pay the money, you go in economy.
Yeah,
come on, bro.
Just pay the money, you cheapskates. Is basically Cal's.
Yeah, you got to cough out. You got to cough out.
Answer to everyone. So just before we get into the madhouse of whatever comments are going to come in, what do we think of 229 for 7, Shazab?
Ideally, obviously, it's not what you wanted at 229 for 7. We've still got 3 wickets in hand. Fahim's still there. So hopefully, he can just go closer to the 300 mark. Obviously, difficult to predict, what we could get. When the day started, we were 145 for 3. And now 229 for 7. We lost about 4 wickets. Yeah, 4 wickets. Yeah. And the manner and the way we lost them, except for Hassan's Ali, which is a normal, edge, he hasn't been great. Like, with the run out, with the shot Rizwan played, and Barber as well, to be honest with you. So, a bit of loose shots, but it's not the end of the world. That's the main thing. It's not like we've been bowled off for 200, which could be way worse. So, we've still got 3 wickets left. Hopefully, we can just get the score up higher and higher, and the bowler's got something to bowl at.
Good stuff. Hulk, any comments from yourself, quickly?
No, agree with Shazab. Just think that from where we were, we obviously wanted to get as close as possible to 300 and carry on going beyond. To definitely go beyond 300, but now we're going to be looking to get, if you can get between 250 to 300, I'll be happy from where we are. At least it gives us something to bowl at.
Right, fair enough. Okay, right. So let's get on to the important stuff now. No more of that. So John Cena apparently going to Pakistan in July to fight in a tournament. You might have heard of this. What do I make of Edge, Finn Balor, and Pete Dunne on NXT? So the John Cena going to Pakistan thing, I hadn't actually heard about that. Can anyone shed a bit more light on it out of you lot?
So I did. I googled it a few days ago. I think he is going on there. I think I saw that at the behest of an invite by a private businessman in Pakistan. I don't know who that is or whether that's in Lahore, Pindi, Karachi, or wherever. But I think it's going to be around June, July-ish or something. But it was only being reported by a couple of media outlets that I didn't recognize, so not by anyone mainstream. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think Adil did mention somewhere which media outlets they were, and I'm sorry I probably lost that comment. But yeah, there were a couple of media outlets that were reporting it apparently, but I hadn't seen anything mainstream. And certainly from a wrestling point of view, I try and keep up with what's going on. What do I make of Edge, Finn Balor, and Pete Dunne? So I don't watch NXT all the time, Adil, I have to say, but I would have thought Edge. So Edge
lightweight.
Yeah. So Edge won the Royal Rumble. Edge has got his choice of champion to face. I think he'll probably end up facing Roman Reigns in a kind of spear versus spear contest, which I think they could kind of market that quite well. And then I don't know who's going to face Drew McIntyre. I don't know, maybe The Fiend or someone like that. But then I guess The Fiend could have Randy Orton issues to deal with. So it'd be good to hear which way you'd go with it, Adil, if you were booking it, and if you were kind of, even though of course wrestling is entirely real and not predetermined at all, it would be good to know which direction you'd kind of go down for WrestleMania and kind of the two main events. Adil.
Sorry, Doc. Just before you move on, just wrestling from about 6-7 years ago at work, we were talking about wrestling amongst a group of us, and I said that wrestling's. I made the joke that I used to watch it back when it was real, and obviously it's fake now. This one guy who was in mid-30s, he looked at me and his face couldn't change. He goes, "What do you mean it's fake?" I go, "Well, it's fake. I'm telling you, the guy's complexion just changed. He wouldn't accept the point that it's fake at all."
No, you need to be careful. Okay, you need to be careful with the F word. Okay, when it comes to wrestling, because fake means that it doesn't hurt. Well, to some people, fake means that there's no risk or anything like that. But obviously, these guys are ridiculously talented athletes, and it hurts.
100%, yeah.
And they're wrestling kind of 250 times a year. But yeah, I think they prefer the term predetermined. Yeah. You're a massive wrestling fan. Who's your favourite?
Right now, I'll probably Finn Balor, to be honest with you. There's not many superstars right now. Obviously, it used to be popping, a couple 3-4 years ago as well, when we had a few more other wrestlers. But I was alright with Edge winning. Some people were saying that we should have gave younger wrestlers a chance, but I was happy for him with what he's been through with the injuries and whatnot. I think he won it, was it 10 years ago from now? Or something like that, 10, 11 years ago. I was happy for him. I didn't mind. It was good to see him and Christian as well in the ring, link up. That was, brings back the memories when I used to watch them together. But right now, my favorite wrestler is probably Finn Balor. Something different. Like, I don't, people might say, your usual Brock Lesnar and whatnot, but I like Finn Balor. Something fresh.
And to be fair, Edge looks like he hasn't missed a beat. Like, he looks in such good shape for a guy of however old he is, 40 odd or something. So, very, very, very impressed with that. We'll go on to this one. Liverpool might win 3-0 in the Champions League against Leipzig unless they find a venue. So I was reading about this very briefly last night. So I might not know the most up-to-date stuff, but basically Leipzig can't host because of the various restrictions that are in place in Germany. I guess the thing I'm thinking, and obviously interested in any other views as well, is like, how the heck are we supposed to do any kind of European competition at the moment when there's different rates of COVID all over the place? Like, sure, it doesn't make any sense to me that you can do this.
Play on FIFA.
There is that. You can play them on FIFA.
I don't think they'll forfeit again. It will take place because there's no way Leipzig would let that happen. I think it's last 16. Leipzig are a good team. I think it will happen, but just at a neutral venue, and they need to decide where it's going to happen, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like they probably thought that by this time of the year, a lot of the rates would have gone down across Europe, so that they can play kind of European football kind of slightly easier than what it seems at the moment. But yeah, no, I think it's going to be a real challenge to get some of these European competitions kind of finished with the current rate. So yeah, guys, keep any comments or questions or anything you want to talk about, just put it in the comments and we'll come on to it. We're just going through any kind of other business right now.
Has anyone got the England game on?
Yeah, so
I've got it on.
Yeah,
the studio looks a bit funny, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Yeah, who's that guy on the right? He's not a cricketer, is he?
No, I think some guy called Rishi Prasad. I saw him on Twitter that he's the one who's going to be presenting this Channel 4's studio shows throughout this.
See.
I don't know who he is.
Okay.
Yeah, no, Rishi. I think he's kind of like a sports news person, I think. But I mean, this studio, I know Channel 4 have only had about 10 minutes since they got the rights, but that's ridiculous, isn't it? I mean, that is a bit of a tin pot setup. And did they only get one pundit? They couldn't have got a couple of pundits to talk about it.
Yeah, I think they said that they've got Cook for the first and third test, and then they've got, I think it's Strauss they've got for the second and fourth test.
Right.
But I'm sure I've seen some other names thrown around as well, so I don't know where they've. I don't know. It's a bit odd that they've only got one.
And they don't look like. Are they sitting kind of with respect? Are they sitting socially distanced as well? It's an odd. It looks like they've picked the smallest room in the building.
But you've got to think that England aren't exactly playing anyone a big time in that series, are they?
This is true. This is just a small series that most people will forget and probably isn't worth the Hollywood write-ups that it's getting all over the place.
Don't forget about the big boys now.
Right, yeah. So, anyone watch dramas on Geo? Come on. Who's going to own up to this?
I don't. My mom does, but not me. I think I'm not sure.
Is this another one of those? I don't really watch wrestling, but actually I know everything that happened in the Royal Rumble 3 days ago.
You know, I wish. But now I'm not into these kind of things. Like I said.
Come on, Doc. You can be honest now. Just be.
Parents.
You won't say nothing. Don't worry.
Yeah. I have to say.
Actually, you can answer that tomorrow. Today's wrestling is enough. You're admitted to wrestling.
Yeah.
So tomorrow you can say about Geo.
I'll read up on my dramas. I'll ask a friend who I know might be watching and does watch these dramas, and I'll hopefully come back with something tomorrow. Right, I'll let someone who hasn't answered one yet go on this. Maybe Cal or Holt, do you want to take this one?
Is it true that in Pakistan, once they know your English, you get massively ripped off? Oh, they don't even need to know. They look at your face, they know your English.
Yeah, they know the way you.
For some reason, they can tell by just looking at you that you're British.
The way to get around it is that whenever you go to any shop here,
don't talk English.
even if you're talking a Desi's band, they know from your accent that
you got to barter with them.
No. Go with someone local who knows how to haggle and stuff, and just like I always go with one of my cousins and just let him do all the haggling. Really,
but you know what is coming with you've obviously not gone for a long time yet. I normally go every year, so I know now that you need to barter with them regardless, and you just get them down as low as possible. And if you don't know the local rates, but even in a year's time, the prices go sky high, like they change dramatically. So you just got to know a bit of a local knowledge, and that's it. Then you just go, sometimes you just got to be walking away and they'll call you back. They do even do them tactics,
done that loads of times.
And they'll call you from so automatically they're gonna charge you. Even you might be thinking you're getting a bargain, because a lot of the problem is that when a lot of people go from UK, they just think for example, they'll ask them triple the quadruple the amount. They'll knock them off 50% and they'll think they're getting a bargain, but really they're not. They're still paying double the price.
So has that happened to you then, Cal? Have you kind of come away from somewhere and you've gone home or whatever, and your family or friends have said, you paid what? Like, no way, you've been ripped off? Or have you managed to...
No, well, I've been going for so many years now. I know how it works. Do you know what I'm saying? So I normally try getting the rock bottom price what it was going anyway. But you know what it is? Where I am locally, they know me anyway now. Because I've been going every year, so they know not
baller,
basically.
Baller.
So, but they'll do it with a lot of. But the thing is when they go from here, especially Asians, they're like, even a normal average person, they just throw money away. If you know what I'm saying, we got money, because obviously there's not much value of the rupee there, in it. That's the thing. So they just and then the people just take advantage of it. So
sorry, go on.
Yeah, it's really down to the people here, what they've been doing. That's how they are back home. Because if these don't, just throw the money like that. They won't do that.
But I think the other point to bear in mind here is that this doesn't only happen in Pakistan. This happens all over the world. You know, in Pakistan, India, Sri Lanka, Thailand, you know, everywhere it happens.
Yeah.
Egypt, Tunisia, and stuff. You've seen it. So, you know, if you're a foreigner going into that country, I don't think there's anything wrong with them. Obviously, they're going to try and charge you more. And at the end of the day, it's part of a game, really, isn't it? How low
No, it is wrong.
it.
Why is it? It is wrong. Obviously, you're charging something double, triple the price what you know won't charge a normal local person. So it is wrong. It's not. You can't say that's right.
Yeah.
Because you're overcharging someone. Where if it was a local person, you wouldn't be charging them price. It's like this. We're in the UK now. Somebody else comes to, for example, comes to a shop where we're working here, and we normally sell one thing for £100. If you see, we don't know if that's another person. We're still going to charge him £100.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter who walks through that door. But you know, for them, if anybody foreign comes, you start charging double, triple. It doesn't work like that. You know, I don't think it's right anyway.
I think. Go on.
No, I was just going to say that one of the ways to get around it and stuff, is just take a local with you. If you've got cousins there or friends or someone you know, just take them with you and let them handle all that and watch the show. Sorry, Shazid.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think at airports as well are a bit of a problem as well. I don't know how it is now, but last time I went to Pakistan was 2016, and you know, before that as well. And when you arrive there and when you depart from there, like the way they, you know, charge you for money for these little things, they ask you what you got in your, you know, luggage, blah blah blah. The way they try, you know.
I don't know if the new airport was made by 2016. If it was opened then, I don't think it was.
I heard it's improved though. I heard it's improved now.
No, it has improved. They do still. Don't get me wrong. They do still do that thing, but it's not all in the open how it used to be now. You know, it's a bit more to the standards now.
The last time I went was in 2016 as well, Shazib, and my flight landed at something like from Etihad. It landed there about 3-4 in the morning, and I said to my relatives that there's no point you getting up in the middle of the night and stuff and coming to pick me up. I said, so you just wake up for Fajr, and then come pick me up. So I just went into a restaurant that's in the airport complex itself, just sat there for a couple of hours, had some jasha and some tapal tea and stuff, and after a couple of hours just wandered down and just met my relatives from there. Sorry, you want to move on to the next one?
More importantly, so I'm a big pizza fan, but I'll let you guys. So very simple yes or no question. How pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
It's a thumbs up for me.
Yeah, Cal, pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
No.
Not for me.
Okay, so this is the kind of question I think that separates kind of the normal people from the weirdos, and so it's quite clear. You lot who aren't having pineapple on pizza are missing out big time. It's absolutely amazing, and I'm going to go one further. Actually, I'm going to go out on a limb. Pineapple and anchovy on the same pizza.
And what?
Anchovies.
I didn't catch what you said.
Anchovies? Anyone? No.
What's that?
Oh, right.
Your hand on the pizza.
We've gone from ding dong to anchovies. It's that really, really salty fish.
I've never had that on pizza, to be honest with you.
You haven't
I think in Birmingham with all the typical toppings, your chicken, your meat, none of that.
Yeah, why am I not surprised? So anyone in the wrong.
Oh, check Umar, wrong one, yeah.
I agree, Umar. I agree.
Well, I don't know.
He's from your neck of the wood, Birmingham.
There you go. He knows right.
I think at one point or another, probably all of us have been called wrong-uns for some reason, but it'd be good to know why, in particular, we're wrong-uns, or whether it's for the pineapple, the anchovies, or possibly both.
And actually, it might be because he's from South, innit?
Who was saying he's from the South?
No, I said it might be saying it because you're from the South, innit?
Oh, well, yeah, no, obviously there's a lot of discrimination being in the South that we have.
Exactly, yeah. Or because maybe you're a Man U supporter. That's
well, I mean,
you know. Both. He said both.
Any number of reasons. All right, let's see. Where were we then? We're just going to go on about this just very quickly. I know we touched on it briefly, but just in terms of the PCB and what we're trying to achieve from a Stani Army point of view, Hope.
Yeah, so if you have a look at our Twitter account, the pinned tweet that we have, we're part of the ICSC, which is a supporters group now, which is where there's a number of different supporters groups that are involved in this now, such as obviously the Stani Army, and then you have the Bharat Army as well, you have the Bami Army, and you have other ones as well from South Africa, West Indies, and some of the other countries as well, Bangladesh as well. So we're all kind of getting together and getting in touch with our national boards, and the ICC are included in this as well. If you follow us on Twitter, we'll always update you on there with any changes or anything that you can look out for. But it would also be good to hear from you on our Twitter feed that what can we do, Stani Army, to help you. We always have a big presence in. We always have a big presence at the games, so we always love it for people to sit with us, enjoy the game, rock the stadium, etc. Is there anything else? Is there anything that we can do for you? And just to answer that question by Omar, I hope you said we were part of the ICC. Now, no, I didn't. I said we're part of the ICSC, which is a supporters club. I can't remember off the top of my head what that stands for. But if you look at our pinned tweet, actually, I shall do it now. Bear with me 1 second. Let me just open it up.
So while we do that, I'll just ask you, Shazad, the next one, and we'll come back to Hulk with his tweet there. What's the last country you've been to? What was the best thing about it?
Sorry. Let me just answer that now.
Please.
So it's the ICSC, is the International Cricket Supporters Committee, and as well as all the various supporters group that are part of this. We also have, we're talking to the ICC on there as well. So that's what I mean, that we have a roundtable of representatives from across the board on this. So please look out for any updates on Twitter.
So what's the last country I've been to? The last time I went on holiday was 2019. September, I went to New York, America, New York. Because I got family there. My grandparents live there. And that's the last time I was able to jump on the plane. It was a good time. What I did there, just the usual, went to Times Square, Statue of Liberty, sightseeing, chill with family.
But do you go a lot to America because of the family out there, or?
Yeah, because of the family, I would go a lot. Like, to be honest with you, if my family wasn't there, I probably would not have gone there. But because I've got family there, I go there a lot, to be honest with you. Like, whenever I go there, I got mamus there as well, my uncles there who take care of me, so they take me wherever I need to go. So, can't wait to go again. Hopefully that's soon.
So it'd be good to know, guys, in the comments where you lot have been recently, or maybe not so very recently, but in the last place you went and something interesting about it. Have any of you ever tried to watch Pakistan abroad, by the way, when you've been on holiday, not in Pakistan, but try and catch up on the game? And have you managed to do it?
For a start, why would you be abroad when Pakistan are playing? Let's answer that question first.
Because, yeah.
Good point.
It's possible. Sometimes you can be.
Basically, because at some point my wife's going to leave me if I don't clean up my act and start kind of listening to her and going abroad when I'm asked to. So so from my point of view, I was in Malta when the Asia Cup in 2018 was going on, and I can tell you now, if anyone's ever thinking of going to Malta, they're not really big into their cricket out there, and they're certainly not big into the Asia Cup that's going on in the Emirates. So that was a real struggle.
I went to Malta about 11-12 years ago. Beautiful place though, really nice place though.
Amazing, yeah.
Did you go to the smaller island? I think was it Gozo and Camino?
We were based in Gozo. We actually were.
Were you based in Gozo?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We were based in Gozo. We went to Camino, which is amazing.
Yeah.
There were kind of obviously 2-3 trips to Valletta, kind of the mainland as well on the ferry. So Malta's lovely. Just they're not into cricket very much.
Did you go? Sorry, just one last question. Did you go on the buses?
The kind of the sightseeing buses.
No, the normal public buses.
Yes, yeah, we did. Yeah.
Brilliant those were.
They are, and they take you, and the map's brilliant. They take you all around the little island. I think I was distracted by a little one. Cal, what's the last country you went to?
Pakistan.
How was it?
Baller.
To be honest with you, obviously it was during this lockdown and that, so it wasn't like normal as it was before. So I just really stayed at home because everything was shut. There's only like your normal, normal grocery shops and that was open during the time period. I really only went for like 4 weeks, I think, 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah, talking about cricket abroad, we had tickets for the Netherlands game, man, and we were planning a road trip there, me and my cousins.
Oh, nice.
But that would have been really good experience, to be honest with you, driving.
I was going to get tickets for that, but then obviously it got cancelled and that.
I was gonna go there with my family as well and make a whole weekend out of it.
Exactly, same.
So where
Where
was that going to be in Amsterdam?
Amsterdam, yeah.
So all you go to Amsterdam and for cricket, yeah? All right.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm still young. Leave me alone.
Before you parents, you can't call me. Umar's saying Australia. Umar, tell us about Australia, because I have been and it was just amazing. Fortunate enough to have gone. So we'll come on to tell us about Australia when you can. Just very quickly for myself, I was in Mexico with my wife about 1 week before we went into lockdown last year. And Mexico is lovely, but you will big time struggle with food. That's the only thing I would say. Obviously, in terms of halal food, sorry. If you want to get halal food in Mexico, you're going to be struggling. But it's a lovely, lovely country. Let's have a look. There was one. There's a question for you, Hulk, about Sri Lanka. Here we go. Sri Lanka backpack trip. What did you do?
Yeah, so I think my wife and I were there for about, I think it was about three full weeks. Yeah, amazing time. So we actually, when we landed in Colombo, because Sri Lanka is quite small, we just went around the coast from the west side. We went all the way down to the south. From the landed in Colombo, and then from there we went all the way down south to the coast, and then carried on to the west, where we went to Yala Safari Park. But when you're actually going down, you go along the coastline. You go into all these brilliant places: Hikkaduwu, Galle, obviously Galle, where the test ground is, where England are playing Sri Lanka, Matara, Marissa, Tangale, Hambantota. But the coastline is just brilliant. And then we also went to Kandy as well, which is a kind of a mountains country, which they have a lot of produced tea there. And I don't know if you've heard of it, but there's a mountain there which is called Adam's Peak, which is said that Hazrat Adam actually landed on the earth, and there's their footprint is there on the top of that mountain. So we climbed up that. My wife and I climbed up that mountain, which took about 3 hours, but we did it during the middle of the night with the guide. So the whole point was that you get to the top before sunrise, and when you get to the top of the mountain, you're actually there standing on the mountain. You're above the clouds. So it's dark, while it's dark here, and then you see the sun coming up as well.
Wow.
With the clouds. Yeah, it was absolutely brilliant watching that as an experience. If you ever get to go there, yeah, definitely do that. We did one thing when we were going to Kandy in the trains that I've always wanted to do, which you see in like really old movies. So they were old style trains, and you know, like where they have the end of each carriage, and there's a door that goes out. So where you held onto the bar, and you kind of hung outside. As it was going across the mountains and hills and stuff. Yes, that was brilliant. But then we did things like whitewater rafting, where the raft kind of went crazy and I fell in the water as well. So just lucky there was no rocks there. But yeah, it's a brilliant place, and the food there, the people, brilliant place. If you ever get to do it, yeah, definitely do it. But unfortunately, I didn't get to tie it in with the cricket.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Okay, Umar, thanks for that. That's really interesting stuff. And by the way, safe as well. We kind of say in terms of us from a safety point of view. Obviously, backpackers and backpacking sometimes is associated with maybe not feeling quite so safe at all times, depending.
Yeah, so I've been on a few backpacking holidays, and the thing is that when you normally think of backpacking, you think, oh, it's going to be in a dorm. You're sharing a room with about 6-7 people, and it's all dirty and stuff. Yeah. So I went with my wife. So for a start, I'm not going to do any of that stuff. But we didn't book anything on any of the backpacking holidays. You basically just rock up. You go around from hotel to hotel. You have a look at the rooms, what the rate is. And if you don't like it, then you just go to the next one. And the rooms are perfect, clean. You're ensuite. You had a TV there. You had a fridge there, etc. as well. A safe. All perfect. You get what you pay for at the end of the day. But in those countries, your money goes a hell of a lot further.
Yes.
Than other countries, really. So, but it's one of the best ways to see to explore and see a country, rather than, resorts obviously have the benefits as well. But if you've never done backpacking, yeah, just get yourself a Lonely Planet book, land in a country, and figure out where it is you want to go. Then, awesome experience.
Thanks for that. Oh, that's really interesting to know. Umar went to Canberra, Melbourne, Sydney, F1, MCG. I've been to the MCG as well, so there wasn't any cricket on at the time. But the tour of the MCG, if you're ever in Australia, is amazing. That place is absolutely huge. When you go to the kind of the very, very, very top, of the MCG, and fortunate enough to do the SCG tour as well. So at some point, my other half did cotton on that we were kind of doing all these stadium tours, but I just said I'm not going all the way to Australia and not going to the MCG or the SCG. So Melbourne and Sydney for us. And I have to say, I don't know about yourself, Umar, but although we were in Sydney for longer, I found Melbourne nicer. Just generally a kind of a very, very, very friendly city and a bit more reasonably priced as well. And again, I guess it depends which part you go to. But if you're going to go to be prepared to pay a lot. Shazim,
So you have the question?
do you want Ertugrul?
I don't, but my whole family does, and I'm the odd one out. But I've heard good stuff about it. The thing that puts me off is that how long the episodes are and how many series there are. But I'm not onto it yet, but I'm sure sometime I will be. My family keep telling me, "Yo, get on this, get on this."
Sorry, go ahead.
Ertugrul, no, not for you. Why not?
No, I've just not gone into it. All my mates and that be watching it and that they said to me, "Oh, you need to get into it." But the problem is, they've all said to me, once you watch one, you get hooked. So I don't think I want to be sat on a TV for hours and hours. You know.
That's ironic.
It's simple, you know.
Yeah, okay. What about you?
Yeah, so I've watched the first season of Ertugrul, and I think that it's absolutely brilliant. You know, having grown up, being born and bred in England, and having watched TV, it's just so good. It's just so good to see something with positive Muslim characters, Muslim characters from history, people that you can relate to. In the end of the day, and just seeing them in a positive light, because generally from the Western TV that we generally watch, Muslims are kind of they're not always portrayed in a positive light, are they? They're always portrayed like your typical stereotypical kind of stereotypical characters. But it's brilliant. The storylines are really, really good. So Cal, yeah, I've heard that as well from people that kind of binge watch 4 or 5 episodes at a time. So when I watch it with my wife, we watched an episode, here or there, an episode a night, and then people were saying, "You're still watching the first series," and I was like, "There's no rush to watch it. Spaced it out, watched it at our own pace and stuff." Yeah, and I think the most we ever watched was 2 episodes once, and that was it. So it is really good to watch, and you're learning a lot about Islam as well at the end of the day. But you can just watch it at your own pace. You don't need to watch 10 hours a day, basically.
I don't know. It was, for some reason, the guys who I spoke to, they all said to me, "Oh, you just get hooked."
No, yeah, I know people who've done that as well. They watch like 6-7 hours a day, and they say you get hooked. Yeah, but it's all about self-control, isn't it? Really, do you want to watch the next episode, or do you want to spend that time doing anything else? Yeah, it's just the same. It's just the same as getting hooked on anything else, isn't it? You know you're gonna watch it, but definitely watch it though. We've seen the first series. We're probably gonna start the second series at some point. I don't know, some point in 2-3 months or so. But yeah, it's absolutely brilliant for anyone who hasn't seen it. Yeah, definitely. It's so good, yeah, that Fuad Alam, references it every time he gets a century.
Yeah. Guys, in the comments, just again, if you want to ask us anything or have any comments about what we're saying, or have got any issues in your life that you feel that you need sorting, you may never have the opportunity of 4 educated, learned men being able to respond and answer your queries for you. So yeah, feel free, or we'll just chat about anything that you want to chat about, and of course we'll kind of want to interact with you guys as well.
There was a few questions yesterday. I remember I took a photo of the comments.
Oh yeah, go on, we can go to them as well. Yes.
Yeah. So can we talk about your best match ever in live? Going to live.
Oh, the best cricket match live. Okay. For me, I'm going to have to say Champions Trophy final. In terms of live, it doesn't get any better than that. It has to be that.
Yeah, I agree on that. What about you guys?
Same for me.
Hulk?
I think when you say the match that we watched live, obviously that Champions Trophy was brilliant, but the one for the most kind of the crowd and the atmosphere and everything that went with it, for me, it's got to be 2016, the T20 with England at Old Trafford.
Oh, Manchester.
Manchester. Yeah, that day. In that party stand, it was absolutely ridiculous.
That was I can remember.
Yeah, it was just completely ridiculous. It was like 3-4 hours. Yeah, of just absolute craziness.
Do you remember what month it was? Was it July or August?
It was a bit August. Would have been August.
You know what? That was the last international. Was that not the last fixture of the summer as well? That might be.
It was the last game. I'm sure it was the last game.
Yeah, it was the last game of the tour.
It was the last game.
Yeah, we just lost 4-1 in the one day, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for reminding us, Shazib.
Sorry, man. Sorry.
See, you couldn't have said, the test series was 2-all. You had to go, the one day we lost 4-1.
If the test come before the T20s, then I would have said it. Not sense.
So, Adil, I agree. Doc was in the Rumble 20. Reigns and Edge came face to face. Michael Cole, yes, exactly. So, yeah, that could be. It could be Roman Reigns versus Edge at WrestleMania. Adil.
Sorry, Doc, go on.
I was going to say, Adil, how would you book it? It'd be good to know what you think the main event should be. And Adil, have you ever been to the wrestling? Have you been to the wrestling in this country? I reckon I've been 6 or 7 times in this country to watch wrestling. And my dream, one day, I'm going to watch WrestleMania in America. Because that is just going to be just the best atmosphere ever. So yeah, would love to do that. Go on, Hulk. What were you going to say? Sorry.
Back when wrestling was real in the 90s, people are listening. Who was your favorite wrestler then? Or for even people are listening here. So back those days you had like Bret Hart, Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man. Brilliant characters.
For me, Undertaker above everyone. Undertaker and then the rest. Maybe with Chris Jericho up there as well. Alistair Cook is there indeed, yes. He's in the Channel 4 caravan with Rishi. Cal, I'll let you take this first. Where are you from?
Basically,
why did you have to think of that?
No, just read. I didn't say about Pakistan, right? Basically, I'm from Azad Kashmir side, so everybody will know where Mirpur and then Dadial, and then there's another grand next to Dadial called Biari. That's where I'm from.
Go on, Hulk, sorry.
So I'm about an hour and a half away from the airport in Islamabad. About an hour off the GT road from Rawat, go down to Color Saidan, down that way.
So my family are based, I don't have that much family in Pakistan at the moment, but my family are based in Faisalabad, which is obviously the Manchester of Pakistan. So hence, being a Man United fan, I do support my local team. So I'll put that one to bed. What she said?
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that, Hulk, GT Road. I'm from Dina. And
Dina near.
You're near
Jhelum, yeah. How far are you from me? Because GT Road, that sounds familiar.
So from Dina, I'm still over an hour and a half away from Dina.
You're more closer to me, Shazabia, than you want to come up.
Okay, that's fine.
Adil, you must be a really big wrestling fan, which is great. I love talking to wrestling fans, but I don't watch AEW, unfortunately. So I don't know about the Kenta attack from Moxley. So I'm afraid I can't shed any more light on that. I don't think there's enough time in my life or my marriage to watch more than what was that?
I'm just looking at the videos, the 2016 game Old Trafford.
So there's not enough time in my life or my marriage for me to watch more than one wrestling organisation. So I think I'm skating on thin ice as it is already. What have we got? I think it might be another AEW question. Yeah, sorry, Adil, can't help you so much with the AEW stuff. Ahmed is obviously, this Ahmed is annoyed. Why would someone put zingy fruit on a pizza? No, it's about the contrast in taste, Ahmed. You've got to have the best of both worlds. You've got your jalapeno pepper. You need to balance that with the pineapple. The other Ahmed has obviously woken up on the wrong side of the bed this morning because he's listing reasons to dislike me. I like pineapples, because I like anchovies. I'm a United fan, and because I'm from the south. Thanks very much, Ahmed. And a very good morning to you as well. The deal's updating us with the England score. This was a little while ago now, so it's not 104 for 2 anymore. It's now 120 for 2. And actually, Root has nailed a couple of sweeps and reverse sweeps in the bit.
Playing well, ain't they?
So say that again.
They're playing well, ain't they, England?
They are indeed.
I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah, deal with a domestic issue at home.
Oh, look at the about to go smash.
Yeah. So yeah, England are 120 for 2. They're about halfway through the day. They're doing pretty well here, actually. The only thing is that I think this is a pitch where last time they made something like 100. They made 400 or something, and India responded with like 750. So even 400 on these pitches isn't always enough. Adam says, "Are you guys royalists or Republicans?" Oh, that's a question. I don't.
Royalist.
Royalist?
What's that?
Yeah, see, this is the thing now. Although I did say that we were four very educated and learned men, we probably not picked the right three to be on for a political point of view. I don't think I identify as a Republican very much, so I'm going to probably go with royalist. I'm certainly the king of my house. Haha. Anyway, what else have we got here? Owen agrees that Melbourne was better than Sydney, and then in a further dig, because he's clearly spoiling for a fight this morning, the educated men coming after this. Well, I mean, we've got Imi and Shazad coming on after this, so I'll let you judge for yourself whether the educated men are coming on or not.
Come on, England, smash them.
What else have we got? Right, so Ahmed went to Cardiff on the Sunday, and even that was buzzing. Cardiff on the Sunday.
Yeah, so that was he's referring to the 2016, the 4-1 that Shazam mentioned. The one that we won was in Cardiff. I think that was the last game of the series.
See, it wasn't all negative.
Yeah, it wasn't all negative.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for being our ray of sunshine this morning. All right, how many Pakistan shirts do you own? What's your favourite? Good question. Who wants to go first? Who wants to?
Well, I'm wearing mine, yeah, and as you can see, it's all Pakistan.
Mashallah.
That's what you see at the games.
What's your favourite shirt that you own? Because I feel like I've actually missed out on a lot of the good ones, and I've bought some really rubbish ones.
Well, let me tell you a quick story. I went to Pakistan in '99, yeah, after the World Cup. After we lost to Australia, and I was in Lahore on Anarkali. We went into a sports shop, said, "I want to buy a Pakistan top." The guy brings his massive cardboard box out from the back here. He opens it up, and what's it full of? Australian shirts. And he goes, "Here." I just looked at me in disgust. What the hell would I want those ones? I just walked straight out.
I tell you what, top was nice. You know was it the 2009 2020 World Cup?
Dark one?
In England. That was a nice top.
Yeah.
I've still got it, but it was a nice top. That.
I had the '99 World Cup one in the past. That was really good.
So do you guys have quite a few then, Hulk and Cal? Do you have quite a few?
I've only got 2-3 personally.
Yeah. I think I've got about 4 of about that much. Yeah, 3, 4, 5, something like that. I can't remember now, but I've
3, 4, or 20. Yeah.
No, not that many. Not that many. I think I've got about 4 tops.
What about you, Doc? How many Pakistan tops have you got?
I think I've got quite a few actually. Like I said, I haven't got any of the good ones though. So I haven't got 92 World Cup. I haven't got 99 World Cup. I've got 2011, 20. I think I'd certainly buy the World Cup one. So 07 World Cup, which still doesn't fit me because I think I bought like medium and it's like the biggest thing ever. So 07, 11, 15, 19 World Cups, and then probably a few in between as well, like just like a random T20 World Cup where our tournament probably lasted about 4 days and we never wore the kit again. So I've got a few kind of random ones that aren't very nice. But I think in terms
so I'm going to talk here. All this time here since we've known each other, yeah, I don't think I've ever seen you wear a Pakistan top. Now that you've told me that you have, I don't want you to wear any of these smart black Rolex. Yeah, tomorrow, yeah,
tops.
Yeah, tomorrow
I'm not
you're
seeing
wearing
you
a
wear
Pakistan top. Full stop. I'm sure I'm hosting tomorrow as well.
So here's the problem, right? So none of them really fit me anymore because I kind of modified my diet.
The last World Cup was just gone. Have you got a top for that one?
Sorry?
You know the World Cup was just gone. Was it in 19?
I have indeed.
Are you telling me that doesn't fit you?
That one's probably at my parents' house. So
good excuse.
My parents' house, given the current restrictions, I'll try and pick that one up and I will wear that one for you at some point. But that's the thing. Obviously, you've got it's passion versus style, isn't it? And I guess I've gone for style on these rather than passion, which is probably my fault. Anyway, well, we'll move on from my fashion. What else have we got? Almost gone for Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yeah, you can't go wrong with Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah.
So WrestleMania 13, Stone Cold versus Bret Hart.
Best match ever. Best match ever from a wrestling standpoint and from a character standpoint. Because Stone Cold came in as kind of like the heel or the bad guy. Bret Hart was supposed to be kind of the good guy, and yet by the end of it, they kind of both switched.
No. Bret Hart wasn't supposed to be the good guy. Bret Hart was supposed to be babyface. Get it right.
Well, yes.
Like if you're gonna talk wrestling, use the right terminology.
The terminology, right? Okay, we've got loads of comments. So I think I'm going to stop banging on about boring stuff like my wardrobe. We'll just try and get through some of these because the play starts in 15. Oh my god, how boring is that? The cricket's on in 15 minutes. Right, Ertugrul is good, and you can watch it on YouTube. Yeah, I think my father-in-law does that. He watches it dubbed in Urdu. I don't know if anyone else does it. Any of you guys?
What's that?
I watch it in English on Netflix, but yeah, it is dubbed in Urdu.
Good books. Who's read any good books recently?
I don't read. I'll be honest with you.
I used to read back in the days. I used to read a lot of John Grisham books. They're really good.
Right.
For anyone that's interested in that stuff. Shantaram, that's a really good book. That's about an Australian convict who gets imprisoned over in India, and you just talk. It's a real life story. Just talks about stuff that he used to do, passport forgery and things like that. That was quite good. I don't think I've read anything else lately. That was years. Oh, what's the best book you've ever read then? The best non-religious book, shall we say?
When I was about 6, I read a book called Billy Boots' Brainwave. Now stick with me. So Billy Boots' Brainwave
is that how you became a doctor and why you didn't know what a scapula was?
So Billy Boots' Brainwave was about, I'll be quick because I said I'm not going to waffle, right? And it's about this family, and they changed their front room to a football pitch, and then they would invite other families over and play football against them in their carpet football pitch. And I think honestly that was one of the things that got me into football, because I just thought, I've got to do this. Like, how amazing would it be? Anyone who wants to Google this, 100%, it's a proper book. It's called Billy Boots' Brainwave. I've got it somewhere, and it really helped get me into football. And
can you put it up in the comments in the thingies?
Forget putting it up. Yeah, tomorrow's lunch session, Doc's going to do a live. Doc's going to do a live reading.
Yeah, exactly. We'll do the Stani Army book club from now on. Shazeb, you're a football fan. Best game you've been to live, if you managed to get to many?
I haven't been to many live games, to be honest with you. So I don't have a best one, to be honest with you. So, like, if I compare it to that 2008 semi-final, it's nothing like that. It's probably been like a regular Chelsea quarter-final in the FA Cup.
Yeah.
If you know what I say, but not in that level. No. What about yourself?
No, I was going to say, well, this John, who's done the comment there. It seems like from yesterday's messages that we were sent in as well, seems like a proper old school Man United fan, which is absolutely brilliant. And so I didn't manage to get to the 08 semi-final. And so I had a season ticket up at Old Trafford for a couple of years when I was a junior doctor up there. So I managed to get to the 8-2, which was in 2011-12, and the 6-1 that we lost that season. But I think, over the years, if you kind of talk to United fans who have been to games for a long time, they talk about 3 or 4 games that are just absolutely up there with the best atmospheres ever. I think in '84, I think it was, we were 2-0 down to Barcelona in the Cup Winners' Cup, and won the second leg 3-0, which you can imagine against any Barcelona team of any era to be 2-0 down and win 3-0 in the second leg is amazing. I think it was 3-0 anyway. They talk about the night we won the night after we won the championship for the first time in 26 years in '93. I think it was a Blackburn game. And they talk about the 08 semi-final against Barca as just some of the absolute best atmospheres that there's ever been at Old Trafford. So, it seems like he's been to a load of United games over the years.
My best one, I've only been to a few, as you know, I'm not into football, was I went to see Barcelona versus Inter Milan at the Nou Camp, 80,000, absolutely brilliant. But one thing I can categorically say, from the football games I've been to, nothing beats a Stani Army cricket atmosphere. Full stop. That's 100%. What you can spend 2 hours jumping up and down at a football game. Try doing it for 8 hours in 35 degrees.
Yeah, that's it.
You do that,
Yeah,
that's the best. You can't deny that.
35 degrees. Where did you do that? 35 degrees, did you say?
Yeah, that was the Champions Trophy final, wasn't it? That was the Pakistan-Afghanistan game. That was Pakistan-England.
Cal looks puzzled.
And,
35 degrees, which game?
for the start, the Champions Trophy final in 2017, it was 35 degrees, wasn't it?
Was it about 35? I thought it was a bit less than that.
You know, it's funny, just as you talk about...
It was hot, I know that, because I got roasted, but...
Just as you mentioned that, Hulk, you're mentioning the Champions Trophy semi-final. Jasprit Bumrah has just bowled a no ball, I think, in the game.
Yeah, she did as well. Yeah, she did.
So,
MashaAllah.
that's
He'll
lovely.
remember that for the rest of his life, guaranteed.
Yeah, Jasprit.
He'll never forget that, no way.
Cal, you seem like the wisest one here. What's the key to happiness in life?
What's the key to happiness?
Yeah.
Key to happiness is, if you're a Muslim, you pray 5-time prayers. That's the main thing. And then everything else comes along with it anyway. As long as though you're remembering, you know, your creator, that's the main thing. Everything else comes with it. So that's the key to happiness. Don't forget, you know, what you are as well.
That makes a lot of sense. Hulk, for you, so obviously we've got them from a religious point of view, absolutely would agree with that. In terms of characteristics, what do you reckon? What's the key to being a happy person, aside from obviously the religious side of things, which comes first?
I think it's at the stage of life that I'm at, it's don't hold on to any grudges, because the only one who's going to suffer from that is yourself. You know, there's all this little stuff that goes on in life with family, friends, etc. But don't hold on to that. Wish the best for other people. Always treat others the way that you want to be treated yourself. And a lot of this obviously comes from Islam, you know, that we've been brought up on. You know, there's various hadiths about this, about how you should treat your parents, your family, your friends, your neighbors, etc. It's just basically that, treat others how you want to be treated and just be good, but don't keep any grudges or anything like that. And you know, try and have a stress-free life as possible. Yeah, and cricket, Pakistan, Stani Army, that's where it's at.
Absolutely. Shazab, obviously you're the youngest of us all, so for you, what's the key? Like playing Xbox or something?
It's just like whatever you do, just enjoy it. Like, don't do something that you don't want to do. I'm not talking about work, I mean in anything. And the people you have around you, just be grateful for them, be caring for them, keep everyone around you, you know, smiling. If you got people around you who are smiling, then, you know, it makes you feel like you've done a good job. So for me, the key to happiness is just whatever you do, make sure you like it and you enjoy it, and that way everything will come through nicely.
Chalo, finishing on that, I think Imi's waiting to get in, so I'll let you guys carry on, and then inshallah I'll see you on the next session.
Take care, man.
Okay, take care, guys.
See you later.
Okay.
Office. Chalo, that's okay.
Still got a few more coming in. So Adil, again, sorry Adil, I'm really sorry about the AEW stuff. I can't help you with that. But yeah, just in terms of key to happiness, work-life balance, I think is really, really important. Obviously, look, work hard. There's nothing wrong with working hard.